to grind.
What up, people? Yes, we just started, and yeah, here we are. I know it's not gonna be a big thing of bumpers or anything. We're just hanging out. I'm still getting the show ready and everything, but we're just chilling over here, just waiting in the waiting room. I guess that's what she called us, just a waiting room. It's like waiting for your doctor, and it's like
pre-show.
Oh, exactly. But seriously, it's like a waiting room, though.
Hey, Allie.
Hi, I'm
holy
alive,
shit.
you guys. I've risen from the dead.
Wait, didn't we fire you? What the fuck? What are you doing here?
Yeah, I remember that day. She threatened to sue us for sexual harassment, among other things.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we were just like,
I'm
you got
for
to
you.
To say that. That's great. Yeah. Anyways, Allie, how you doing?
Oh, you know, I'm extremely tired.
Oh, well, shit. Well, I got some Star Wars topics for you today, so you'll wake up from that because you're a fucking nerd. And that should be great. But here's the thing. I'm going to go while you guys talk to the audience and argue with my opinions on Star Wars because everybody in here is a fucking nerd and like the worst nerdy shit ever, that's including Alan and Ganja. So
I love how he calls us all nerds, but as soon as something else that he comes up with, he's going to be the one talking up a storm.
We should talk about dinosaurs that transform into fucking robots.
It's just zombies.
Star Wars
It's The
is
Walking
just like
Dead.
Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, bitch. I'm out.
Every movie's like Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Independence Day is like fucking Jurassic Park Lost Kingdom at this point.
Shit, that one I'll believe.
Really? I'll just put
I
that
don't
on
know.
my
They're both fucking big action movies by garbage people.
Anyways, besides getting called a fucking nerd, Allie, how you been?
Well, a lot has happened. I've been transitioning jobs, you know, hearing all of the drama going on in my old job about district managers chewing out the manager and then like people not getting promotions like they should, and then I go over to my new job and then people getting fired for no reason, and then it turns out another job fell through, so then that means that fell through or went through. Well, either way, then I had to go and put in my 2 weeks notice at my new job because this better job happened. It's just been a mess. I've been working doubles. I've been working manager hours, even though I'm part-time. Y'all, it's just crazy.
Man, you think you would put into a slave labor camp by Amazon or some shit from like Sorry
I
to
feel
Bother
like
You.
it.
The way she described it is like, I need help. Someone free me. Like I can't quit this. They have me.
Actually, I did quit, and yet somehow they still keep me.
Well, that's because you're an honest worker, and you.
I put in my 2 weeks. Yeah,
well,
like you know.
Well, not only that, I remember when you told me that your boss got caught paying you less and giving you extra work.
Was it?
Yeah, that's something you were telling me, that your boss apparently was paying you less than one of the other employees when they ended.
Oh yeah, man! I was so freaking mad. Like what? Because this girl, she came over from another store, and apparently, like afterwards, like found out, like one of the managers has said that she had asked if she could have like a little bit of higher hourly wage because I guess the other job had paid her more, and so she had said, yeah, sure. And yet everyone else got paid significantly lower, and we're over here always making our sales goals and everything like that, making a lot of money for the company, and yet how is it that, oh, yeah, I'll give you a promotion, 20 cents more. Like, what?
Hey, that's 2 more gumballs that you couldn't afford before. You got to think about that.
Man! I need to get up out of there, and now I'm going to get paid a ton more money, and I'm going to be freaking covered for a full-time position of insurance and everything for a part-time position. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
So she's trying to say, she's about to start getting paid. Because when you disappeared, I thought you went the Danielle route, and you just forgot to tell us that you're going to go teach kids how to read.
Yes, I want to go to Thailand and to live out the rest of my days.
You hanging out with the elephants and the monkeys, teaching
with
the kids how to
children
read.
And monkeys.
Hanging out with Mogwai and shit.
Exactly. I went to go and rejuvenate myself. I went and pulled a Bruce Wayne. I just left everyone to go train with some ninjas in the Himalayas.
You should invite Alan. He's been dealing with a lot of shit since you've been gone.
Oh, no.
Same old, same old.
Same old, same old?
Yeah, they be picking on your boy so hard.
They've been what? Why? What happened?
I don't know. What's it this week?
Well, the new thing now is we got to get him laid. So
apparently,
what the
fuck did
and by the way, that's not going to work out very, very well for you people in the Amino chat.
Hey, hashtags work. They're the best way to get elected, and they're the best way to get some.
Thanks, Nick. Thanks for having my back, you motherfucker.
I will say, Alan's actually a pretty cute guy. When we met up in real life, I was thinking about certain things, like when we're just hanging out.
God,
you can make faces,
a
Ganja.
woman?
I'm just saying, Ganja, you can make faces and everything, but gay's a new straight, so you're
Hold on a
the
second.
weird.
He just like, you at least think of me as a woman?
No, I said can we specify women? Listen to me when I talk.
I thought you were like, you at least think of me as a woman, so alright.
Oh.
Alan, what the fuck? I'm sorry.
Listen,
I kind of heard
listen
what Ganja said, more so than what you said. I hope that you just didn't mess up or something, but yeah.
Never listen to anything Ganja says about me.
Hey,
Ever.
man, he's every woman. They're all in him.
Oh, Jesus.
Why was Ryan here just saying Ganja's weed condoms? Like, for one, 2 questions about that. Like, when did Ganja start manufacturing condoms? And 2, what would be the difference between a weed condom and a non-weed condom?
I don't know, because if you guys saw, like, I gotta share those pictures on Facebook, but I took a photo.
What?
No, because remember I sent it to you guys in the main hangout that we all chill in and just fuck around in, and one of the things I sent was a photo from Europe that apparently have weed condoms, a weed condom brand. And I sent that to the main chat, and I'm not surprised that shit exists. Like, they got weed lube, they got all kinds of things. Think of anything you could put THC oil into it, they're putting it fucking in there.
Yeah, that's crazy, actually. I mean, then again, there is a market for that. I mean, there's money to be made with weed condoms. Plus, most people have sex when they're on weed. Or nowadays, I guess. Let me see. I'm looking in the chat, too. They're saying we're going to have a launch show. Yeah, hopefully not too long.
That's what she said.
You always say that, and we always go on for like 4 hours.
I'm sorry. Corey Coleman taught me the ways of podcasting.
You think that last week we had like 2.5 topics and we went for 3 hours.
No, yeah, that was absolutely ridiculous. It was all Alan's fault. So
Hallie's like, I work doubles now this whole week. I know that statement. That means I got extra work to do.
Pretty much.
I know, like, she can't trust anything. Someone in a manager position, Allie is just not going to trust from now on. She's like, yeah, fuck you.
You're right. I'm not going to trust it either.
Yeah. Yeah, Alan doesn't trust me just in general. He can't even trust me around his ketchup and his fucking soda cups. So, yeah. But anyways, I'm looking over here too. Birdman laid. Wow, it's not even just get Birdman laid. It's just Birdman laid. That could be anything.
You gotta keep it simple so people get it.
JT tagged me in the weirdest post today.
That was fucking great.
That was weird.
All right, describe this to you, Nick, and you know what, Ali, you got to go check this out too because it was
fucking
weird. Basically, JT has sent him a link to this. I don't know if it's a YouTube video or just a Facebook one, and it's like these sexy women from down here. The same woman repeatedly, and as they get further up, it's different heads of birds, and they're doing these erotic poses. Weird. They're doing these erotic poses, but they're doing it like birds. So the one girl's like this and stuff. And then one chick's on the bed just freaking out like Penelope does on camera.
Oh, that is great.
Oh, God. I saw that too, and I'm like, wow, attractive woman. And then it gets weird. I'm like, the fuck? I mean, to be fair, it's not the weirdest thing I've ever been tagged in. Adri, I know you're there. You've tagged me in much weirder shit, but it's definitely up there.
Nah, Adri tags me in some of the weirdest fuck shit. It always revolves around pizza, which disgusts me and intrigues me.
I'm actually looking through your shit right now, Alan. I'm trying to find it, but I couldn't. But yeah, man, if you ever do get a chance, like send me that shit. Not even just.
I can tag you in it if you want.
No,
right now.
No.
If I have to deal with this shit, so do you.
Oh man, but yeah, man, no, you guys are fucking weird, especially Gary and Adrian.
No, it might be a little not safe for work, so I don't recommend showing on the stream.
Oh, seriously, it's unsafe for work?
It's not the nipples or any genitalia showing, man. I mean, we've shown black booty cheeks on here before. It's fine.
Well, I'll let him fucking. He'll decide whether or not you want.
Oh, just send it to me just so I can look at it at night. Because I mean, I like me some birds.
I mean, it's the pre-show. YouTube don't care, right?
Yeah, right? Exactly. No, I'm still on YouTube, you little bitch. Over here, Trey saying thanks for the Trey Day, love y'all from yesterday. Y'all kill me with that. But as a Worms undefeated champion, oh yeah, Alan, you fucking asshole.
How is that my fault? There's 3 of us in that fight too.
You were fighting me the whole fucking time. People go to the Facebook gaming show.
Oh motherfucker, you are
every Friday at 7:30 CST time.
Man, we're playing. Allie, have you ever heard of Worms Revolution or Armageddon or anything? The Worms games?
No.
Okay, well, shit. Well, there's Worms games where they just beat the shit. It's turn-based fighting. It's supposed to be like a family game, but this motherfucker turns into a hitman. And granted, I did too. I came after you as well.
Literally went for me before the game even began.
Motherfucker, that second round we played just privately with Ruthless. You turned to the most cockiest son of a bitch.
It was a glorious day destroying your ass.
You have any recording of that shit? No, so it's not fucking
I wish.
True.
I was too busy kicking your ass.
I got a peek of what Nick would be like if he was royalty. Like, he was unforgiving. I imagine, for some reason, he got, a scepter and a crown out of fucking nowhere. You plebes have no way to defeat me. I have the most worms, the most health. Nothing can stop the great Diaz.
Yeah, I wonder why, because everybody's gay kept going after me at all times.
Because you talk the most shit, though.
I do talk the most shit, but then I'm also looking at everyone else, and we have all three people below Nick. We're all tied with relatively like 2 or 3 worms, all at the same health. Nick's on top with 4 worms, almost at full health. And I'm like, why are y'all after me? This guy's winning.
No, because you're a dick.
I'm a dick. Every move anybody ever did ever, you're like, man, that's fucking stupid. Man, that's fucking stupid. What the fuck is wrong with you? I got the point where Ruth was like, man, calm down, yo. I'm changing weapons.
Hey, man, I'm just saying. Oh, he pointed at me. No, God, you saw this shit. Ruth was pointing his gun at me.
He was trying to switch weapons, and he was like, "No, don't do it, Ruthless. Don't be a bitch."
It's like, God damn, man. Give him a minute.
Man, we got to play the game again one of these days. But the thing is, though, on the show, and we'll talk about this later on too, most likely. But on the show, our boy Alan was one of the losers, and
so are you. You
know.
Lost first.
I lost first, but here's the thing. You decided to be nice, just like you were with that video game quiz with Anthony. You wanted to be nice, and I was like, hey, man, let's figure something out. Well, the winner gets to choose who has to do what, whatever. And, like, you could have had me watch American Beauty, but you did not.
Shut up.
So
no, because I know you. If you lost that hard, you would have come up with some excuse and some bullshit thing to yell at me for. The only reason you're not that mad is because I end up having to take the bullet.
Alan, you can't get mad at him for defending himself. That not even happened, man. Like don't tell
me that you knew you doing that too. You knew how Nick wanted to do this.
If you go check out the Untitled Video Game Show on Friday, 7:30 Eastern Time on the Facebook page, you can see that I knocked him out of the game first and sent him to American Beauty. And you came with your diplomatic ways. Nah, man, we gotta do this. Let's change the rules up.
I mean, it makes more sense because that's why you want to win. I still stand by my decision.
Yeah, no, sorry about that. I was looking at something. No, but yeah, man. All I'm saying though is you gonna be watching Rocket League next week. I know. I completely spaced out.
You're gonna be watching Rocket League, yeah.
Yeah, man. I wasn't even listening to you guys. What were you guys talking about?
Because it was all just anti-Nick, like fucking. We call that like.
Okay, calm down there, Trump.
Yeah, I don't know. It's fake news. That's all it was. But anyways, we're gonna get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna actually start the show and everything. But just so you know, next week we had to actually plan this, but most likely either next week or the week after, we're gonna be playing some Rocket League. Eddie, I'm calling you out, brother. I want you to play with us yet again. Ruthless, I know you got money. I know you got the fucking Steam and PS4 and all that bullshit. Get Rocket League and play with us, goddammit. You too, Ganja. Download this shit after the show. Yeah, that's right. Whoop your ass. Anyways, we'll be back in a few minutes. So thank you all for being so patient with us, and I'll see you in a couple minutes.
One.
Yeah, boy! You guys know what time it is. Time for that midnight chat attack, son. Thank you all for watching.
Attack that chat.
Oh yeah, time to attack that chat. I don't know why I want to do like Gary's voice, like attack the chat.
I'm saying Gary around Ganja.
Hold on.
Oh God!
Me. Attack the chat.
Oh no, pre-show. I forgot about that shit. People, how you guys doing? Allie's probably like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, right. This is what I do.
I
gotta
put my final 2 weeks somewhere else now. I realize.
Again, I know right now Allie's just like, man, this is the reason why I chose work over this shit.
Her letter of resignation for us will just be like,
It's like, so guys, check our YouTube channel and bye.
No, it's gonna be a Drake video.
Yeah, basically. Anyways, we're gonna do this shit though. We got a lot of topics, so I'm not gonna do a whole lot of introductions and whatnot. You guys are watching this in the pre-show. Thank you for watching this in the pre-show too, by the way. It's actually really fun just going back and forth with you guys, which we'll try to do throughout the entire show. But it's time to just get these topics going as soon as possible. So with that said, Mr. Ganja Guru, when people do join us for that flex and show, if you guys have movies you want to talk about or some other topics you guys bring you on, make sure to hit us up on Facebook, in the inbox, or on doubletoasted.com in the PM.
Ooh.
But when they do that, though, there's some rules they got to follow, Mr. Ganja Guru. Why don't you tell them these rules right now?
Well, guys, as they pop up, rule number 1, we are all about the newcomers. We like those new, fresh smelling faces, those people we haven't seen in a while, like Allie Girl, our host. So make sure to come by, hit us up in the message, DM, TMs, I don't give a fuck anyway. You can contact us either through Facebook or Double Toasted, because that's the best way of catching us. Rule number 2, do not talk over each other. Or wait for someone to miss their cue, because that just ruins audio quality for later viewing pleasure.
I was looking at something.
Again, not paying attention. So, guys, remember that. Do not talk over each other. Rule number 3, please no nudies, folks. This is a staple of squeaky clean internet, and we are squeaky clean boys and gals. So, keep the genitalia inside your pants, because that's how we stay on YouTube. Rule number 4, do not give anyone else the link. We have a planned show, believe it or not, for certain topics, conversations, or just fucking around. So, you don't have to link to anyone else. You're gone, so is the dumbass that clicked it. Rule number 5, read the rules, and Allie Girl for your big return.
Yes, don't be a dick.
Don't be a penis or any kind of genitalia they should be putting inside you. What the fuck? Holy shit!
What?
Well, Alex here, you don't need to be. I'm just gonna figure out.
Bring your ass back here, man.
Bring your ass and tell us about that amino chat, you son of a bitch.
There you go.
Lord. Okay, so if you still want to check out us after that bullshit, go to our Facebook page. On our Facebook page, an embedded link to our amino page, where we offer information for upcoming shows, for instance, the upcoming Untitled Video Game shows, polls for various after hours, all that jazz. And while you're there, there's a 24-hour chat. There, mostly yell at my opinions and to send food pictures to piss Nick off.
Hashtag get Berman.
Whatever the fuck he
he's
said.
just mad. He's like, fuck you. I can't get laid without your fucking help. But go ahead, though.
Oh, I didn't even fucking hear what he said. It was just, I was like, okay, whatever the fuck he said.
And you're not paying attention either.
No, I'm busy doing that fucking plug.
He's trying to plug it in.
That's the point. Hashtag
I'm
get
sorry,
Berman
not listening to
lane.
your ass while I'm plugging our fucking stuff.
And go to dtmerch.com. We got polos. What else we got, Martin? Oh, you don't know? Oh, shit. We don't go on the site nearly enough.
There's some version of clothing out there. You'll find it.
Yeah. We got things with DT on it. No. But Mr. Ganja Guru, it's time for your time to plurg. My bad. Plurg election year.
How the fuck do I do any of that?
I'm sorry. I fucked up. I put purge and plug together in one fucking word and put plurg. Anyways. You, sir, before I fuck up again. Goddamn, stop laughing.
That sounds like an alien name from like a kid's cartoon.
It really does.
Lord, we should just call ourselves the Midnight Tangent Attack.
Actually, damn, that sounds pretty good. Mr. Ganja Guru,
yes.
Plug and purge and plurg the Facebook gaming show.
Thank you. I was wondering where you're going with that. I was like, come on, baby, come on. And he crashed. But with that said, guys, make sure to come check us out at the Untitled Video Game Show every Friday at 7:30 CST time on the Facebook page, where we bullshit around, talk about video games, play video games, and just have it over a good time with my co-host Birdman and his little co-host Penelope, and our bi-weekly co-host Trey Cooper, who might be there next week to play Rocket League with us, which would be great because I would like to make Alan cry with a big solid team of good players. So with that said, make sure to check us out on Friday at 7:30 CST time.
Oh, yes. Now it's time to get to the topics. And, man, I got to talk about something that I don't give a flying fuck about, but I also am kind of irritated with.
The Walking Dead.
No, I love that. You asshole. But, no, we had to discuss this really quick, and I'm kind of curious because I didn't talk to you guys about this at all. But your boys over there at Star Wars, Mr. Ganja Guru, they are bringing back dead people once again for something that they shouldn't be there for. What do you feel about Carrie Fisher, Billy D. Williams, and Mark Hamill being in the new Star Wars Episode 9?
It's one of those things, like, it's constantly going to do callbacks. We've seen that already with the last two. So to even pretend to be surprised is kind of being disingenuous because we've seen what they lead up to. So if they're going to have, like, everybody come back, Lando and I wouldn't be surprised if they had fucking Charles Gambino show up to do, like, a time travel fuck-up thing like they did in the Star Trek. Like, at this point, like, I'm more expecting a remake of Return of the Jedi and hoping I maybe get, like, an update of Ewoks at the best of it. But I'm really not hyped for it. Like I said, guys, I found certain ways to watch, the Han Solo movie, and even then I gave up halfway. I'm kind of just, I'm just interested with Star Wars as far as it comes now.
Now, Allie, do you feel like they're doing this too much with the whole bringing Carrie Fisher back to do shit? Because they even said that they're using footage that she filmed for at The Last Jedi, and I guess they're still using that for this movie. So what do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's too much. Like, Jesus Christ, just let it be. Don't try to bring back Mark Hamill. Don't bring back Billy D. Like, can't y'all move forward? This whole freaking series was supposed to be moving forward, and it keeps moving backwards. Like, it's just, why?
No, it's fucking ridiculous.
Why?
VBM saying Lando will die in episode 9. That's probably why they're bringing him back, to kill him off, because they killed off, Harrison Ford.
Yeah, well, stop bringing back old characters to just kill them. Like, just let them live the rest of their lives out and doing whatever the heck they do.
Allie, you know what's probably gonna happen?
Why?
Is that my lost long son?
Oh,
oh my God!
They're not gonna be that dumb.
No, they will. They're like WWE.
What? Are we going back to the rule of one when it
comes to bet?
Yeah, honestly, yeah. You know what? Let's take a bet right now.
Ah, I knew you were gonna go there.
Yes, let's take a bet. I'm telling you, dude.
No, you know what? I'll stick to my own on this. I don't think they're related.
I'll say that John Boyega and Lando are related only because of the fact that everybody in the Star Wars universe, for some reason, I guess the entire universe takes place in one household because everybody is related.
This is like Friday. You know what it is? It's just like Friday.
You son of a bitch. So for continuity, Alan's making fun of me because I compared movies to other movies. Which, that was Ganja's joke. He's still Ganja's joke. But the main
no, he's doing it well.
We're on this together.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is like Sorry to Bother You. And the reason why it is because they had animals at the end. I'm sorry I got to spoil it, but they had animals at the end doing crazy shit that were people, and that's what Fallen Kingdom does too. They're very, very similar. It's literally in sync with each other.
Huh?
I missed the part where there's a giant volcano that blows up in Oakland, but
I'm not saying the movie. I'm saying the very, very
genetically modified bullshit.
I'm just saying Jurassic World is cloning people, and there's dinosaurs running around. They shouldn't be there. They're extinct. That's not a thing that happens. It's Hard to Bother You turns people into horses.
First of all, cloning extinct animals is a thing, and cloning humans. Well, cloning humans, we're getting there. Is a thing.
Being alive, like unextincting extinct creatures.
Yeah, we do that. We've done that.
Not dinosaurs. That's going way too far. Dinosaurs have been
done
on
it
Earth
though.
so long.
Like we haven't gone into dinosaurs yet because we don't have the genetic material, but we've done it before.
You just blew my mind with that shit. You're going too far. This whole conversation is going out the fucking rim.
Well, fuck Star Wars.
But that's too far, Alan. That's too
right. We have a fucking point here. Star Wars.
Oh no, here's the thing though. You guys want to say that I always compare everything. Let me compare it to Star Wars. They're bringing back an extinct creature, Carrie Fisher, back to the fucking franchise. She's been dead for 2 fucking years.
Look. I'll say this in Star Wars defense. They didn't. They already planned her to be.
Oh, actually, well,
in Star Wars defense, they didn't plan to have the actress die before the 9th one was out. So I get where they have to keep it going because they were planning for her to, unfortunately pass away mid-production of a movie. Like this is the same situation that happened with Paul Walker. He died halfway through the production of one of the Fast and Furious. I think it was 7. Bring
it back for Fast and Furious 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 or whatever.
No, but the thing is he died in the middle of 7, so they finished off his arc and just had to do what they had to do. As far as whatever the story was for the trilogy, she was still supposed to have massive roles. So it's like she probably already filmed some roles for 9 anyway. I heard they did that. So it's like it's kind of a problem. Where it's like what the fuck are we supposed to do here?
Yeah, and I think the thing you're supposed to do is you already got the audience to react to the Last Jedi death, and it's been so old. I think we can spoil the Last Jedi.
We'll throw a spoiler warning out there for the one person.
Yeah, but it's like one of those situations where it's like, you already had the reaction, and we all knew it was going to happen, but it was still effective because this person actually did die. So it's like, okay, this is emotional. Like, even when I watched it and that happened, I was like, oh, that's fucked up, she's dead. Like, I don't like seeing dead people, and then you see their bodies, like, dead in a movie. Like, Mickey from Rocky. I know that he died, and probably similar to how he died in Rocky. So it affects me a certain way. I'm like, oh fuck, Paul Walker driving away in Fast and Furious. I know he died in a car. When I see that car drive off, I'm just like, he gonna go crash and burn. Like something's gonna happen. Yeah. It's like, it's sad. I don't like watching that. So they did that with Last Jedi, and then you had the bitch come out like Superman, and then she's gonna be in this next movie, and she was terrible anyways. Like, so fuck.
She comes out like Superman, like, I'm here to save the day, and then passes out for 2/3 of the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it's like, for one, it's disrespectful as shit, because dude, that looked funny. That really did. Like, she came out, people were making memes out of it. You're making fun of a dead person now. Yeah, you know, and it's like, that's why I hate Last Jedi so much. Like, that shit pissed me the fuck off. And now they're gonna do it again with this one. It's guaranteed that some other silly shit's gonna happen in the next movie. You know, as far as Billy Dee Williams and Mark Hamill, like, so what, is it gonna be like a prequel now? Like, why are we getting?
No, they'll do Force Ghosts. This is here that's been doing Force Ghosts.
Force Ghosts, man.
No, what was it?
So much you could do. Like, Jesus Christ.
Don't worry, they'll have a Force Luke talking to Force Darth Vader, and it'll be young Hayden Christensen, so he can connect it to the prequels.
Oh my God.
You know, I would love to see that though.
and then Darth Maul shows up.
I would only be cool with this, and I would possibly go see it if there's a scene where he actually hands somebody a Colt 45, and that would probably make the movie a little bit better for me, because they went all the fucking way with the references.
Hands it to Poe and go, here, you're the next Solo.
But like, trust me, kid, it'll help your aim.
But if we're able to do that with the Force Ghost, why are we like not taking advantage of Darth Vader being such an iconic character? Like, just like with Rogue One, that Darth Vader should have been sprinkled throughout the entire fucking movie, and he was only at the end for 3 minutes.
Because God forbid we have another character, for fuck's sake.
But they're gonna kill him anyway, so fuck it, give me Darth Vader. You know what I mean? Like, with Kylo Ren being such an iconic character, which now they're starting to fuck that up with Last Jedi, why haven't we had a Force Ghost Darth Vader talk to Kylo Ren? That would have been amazing to see Kylo Ren and Darth Vader in the same screen.
Have Hayden Christensen go, dude, just stop. Trust me, this does not work out for you.
In the end, so
yeah,
he doesn't want anything to do with him.
Yeah, I guess you're right. But still, it's just like, I mean, there's so many, you know, iconic, you know, moments in this franchise, and you could bring them all into one, because now you built Darth Maul, you built fucking Darth Vader, you built Anakin, Luke, blah, 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 the whole thing.
I hate to break it to you, spoiler alert for people who don't see Rebels, but Maul is dead.
Well, can't they bring him back? Like, just give somebody else a makeover.
Fuck it,
we already brought him back. Now he's gone.
They killed him again.
Like, yeah, like, either way, he would be dead, because it would be too far in the freaking future.
Is it not a possibility to just redo this whole franchise? Is that not?
You know, that's what we all want at this point.
Or do what they did with fucking Creed or Mad Max. Do a reboot sequel where it's like, yeah, the other ones did happen, but we're gonna do our own fucking thing.
Wasn't that like a rumor that was going around for a little bit, that they were talking about remaking all 3 films?
Oh God.
What? That's an amazing idea.
No,
why is
the current franchise.
Oh no, that was that stupid bullshit you heard where fans want to fucking remake The Last Jedi.
Oh yeah,
I can't believe that happened. Did they say they had the money? I don't believe they had the money, but I remember them saying they had the money.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. But that's the thing that's frustrating about this, is because, you know, like, these movies are damn near remakes at a certain point. People complain about that. So now, if you guys want those remakes to be done, well, everyone's, you know, weird ass, like, hypocritical fucking reaction to.
This is what I was saying the whole time, man. This is what I was saying the whole time.
About what?
That freaking Disney would take over, and they would be like, hey guys, don't you remember this? Don't you remember that? We're gonna bring back the old Star Wars, the one you guys love, right? Right? Episode 4, 5, 6. You guys love those. We'll bring back everything you love from those. It's gonna be great. Oh, it's great. We love Force Awakens. Okay, guys, let's give you more of that. Last Jedi. No.
Well, the thing is, people were still complaining about Force Awakens, and that was annoying to me too, because it did do things that are different. I mean, people say, like, okay, it's just like A New Hope remade. It's really not. They fixed so much shit that was wrong with A New Hope, I think, in my opinion.
Even if we get past the fact that it's basically, because there are parts of it that are whatever, but there's enough that's there that's new and interesting, especially for someone like me, like, that wasn't really. I've never been a huge fan of the original trilogy, honestly. I just think it's really overrated. But at least it's a fun movie to sit through. I've seen that movie 3 times. Last Jedi is a slog. I refuse to ever watch it. Not because I don't like it, because I think it's actually fine. It's that movie's fucking almost 3 hours, and honestly, so much of it is just useless. It's not a well-made movie. It isn't. It is a fucking over-bloated piece of crap. And unlike Force Awakens is actually still a good movie on its own merits, even though it does take a lot from the original trilogy. Last Jedi is terrible.
Yeah, no, I agree. Go ahead.
I think it comes more from, like, the fact that, like the one thing I always explained to Nick was I was a fan of Force Awakens because it all felt like it was fresh in the sense that I haven't had Star Wars in a while, and this was a direct canon like continuation. And you had the big moments. I had Leia, and I had all these characters that I'd come to know. And one of the things is like that kind of sedated me for a little bit. But when it comes to the sequel, they can't necessarily go back and do the same moments like that because now you're creating a new franchise. So you got to give me something new to continuate the story. It just can't be like, hey, remember this exact scene, shot to shot? Hey, remember these characters that are placed just like this in the one scene? Oh, do you hear this remix of the Cantina in the background? Like Spielberg got a hold of it. Like you can't do that with a second movie. You get away with it with the reboot because that's what people are looking for quick little like hints and shit. But to keep a continuing of just having like where's Waldo for Star Wars reference, that's not how it's gonna work.
Nick, if you want to compare The Last Jedi to Jurassic Park, you have permission from us to do it.
No, and I can, but the thing is, like, I think the real situation that's a problem here is, look at Incredibles, and now you guys will be like, okay, well, how the fuck are you gonna compare that to Star Wars? But it's like, with Incredibles, the sequel grew with the audience. The people who make, and Pixar in general, know who its audience is, and they know that, okay, these guys were kids watching this movie, now they're grown up, and the only ones that are going to care about this property that knows how important it was to their nostalgia is these people that grew up because they watched it when they were kids. So with Toy Story 3, that was something that, like, that third movie was so adult and so, like, man, here's the rough situation of this. Like, your toys will die. It's fucked up. And this is meant to even make your dad and mom cry because these parents watch this when they're little. And same with Incredibles 2. That movie was very much like, hey, fuck all these like little superhero things, whatever. Like, here's like how things are now. Like, he's not working as much. He's at the house taking care of the kids, blah, blah, blah. And with Star Wars, it's still goofy. You still got these little fucking, what are those things that Chewbacca was hanging out with that he ate?
The fucking, oh god, what a product placement, waste of time. That's a close equivalent to Star Wars product placement.
No, but that's the thing that's frustrating is like, in the BB-8 too, it's like, look, I understand you gotta bring those to get the kids in, but the thing is, kids are not gonna care about Star Wars as much as the adults did because this shit was made, people, like almost 50 years ago in the 1970s. So it's like, Star Wars, grow up with us. Like, grow up with the audience. Like, at this point, how the fuck do we not see blood? Granted, Force Awakens did show a little bit of blood. I will say that Kylo Ren did some badass Negan shit in the beginning of Force Awakens, but it's like, for the most part, we don't see Star Wars grow any kind of, like, balls. It doesn't mature. It's still goofy shit. And it's like, there's a dark story here. There's a lot of crazy shit happening in this universe, and I don't get to see it because you don't want to show me. It's like, well, fuck you then. Like, I mean, Allie's talking about Darth Maul being dead and everything. I'm like, I want to watch Clone Wars and all these other shows, Rebels and shit, because they got balls, But I don't know.
Well, that's kind of how it's always been with the Star Wars product. It's always been like extra canon stuff has always been able to go deep into the lore and establish things. And that was one of I think the benefits
because the bigwigs don't give a fuck.
Well, no, that was one of the benefits of George Lucas kind of just letting people have free reign with the lore for the first like 90s to the early 2000s before he started ringing in with his Clone Wars and doing other stuff, and then Disney got a hold of it. So there were like extra stuff that they went deep. Hell, I think there were zombies that were canon in the Star Wars universe at one point because they just did everything that they could within the universe itself, and we're not seeing that within it. And I know they're saying, oh, it was dramatic to say it was a downfall, but I'm not wrong. Look what the box office of Solo was.
Look at Solo, it bombed. That's a bomb.
Like to the point that they're rethinking the whole Star Wars gimmick thing. Look, so it might be dramatic in terms of the word I use, but it's not far off from them seeing it as a hit and something they got to readjust to.
I hope they adjust hard to it, because here's the thing that's the freaking issue here, is that Disney is treating the Star Wars property exactly like the Marvel movies, and those two are completely different franchises in which Star Wars is something that's very, very special to people, and it is an event when it always has been an event, even with the prequels, when it came out, that's like, oh, it's a new Star Wars movie, I gotta go see it. They only put these out, like, not every year, but like, every couple of years, like, this is a big thing. So, like, that is what's so special about Star Wars. This is an event when these movies come out, versus, like, you put out a Star Wars movie, yeah, it might not be episode 8, 9, 10, or whatever every year, but you put out a Star Wars movie every single year, and it's not special anymore, and people are starting to get, like, it doesn't feel like it's natural. It just feels like they're forcing people to write a script in a short amount of time, and it shows because they don't have... I think
that's the more problem. I don't think it's about the yearly thing. I think it's that there's almost no quality control on this. Because how do you go from J.J. Abrams making a decent to really good fucking movie, Force Awakens, and then Rian Johnson fucking it up?
Alan, but that's my point, is that J.J. Abrams had a bunch of time to really put thought into the script into everything for The Force Awakens because it's the first out of like several years of not having a Star Wars movie versus going now. There have already been 4 movies within the span of how many years that we've had since Force Awakens, which is again to my point where it's like you keep putting out these movies every single year. It doesn't give writers enough chance to really write a complex and very interesting and dynamic script, and which gives us mediocre freaking movies.
Yeah,
I don't know. I wish they did more things like Marvel. I wish they had more quality control like Marvel. I want the Russo brothers to direct the fucking Star Trek.
No, Russo brothers would be awesome to direct Star Wars.
Could you imagine them doing like the same quality and tone and just Winter Soldier?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if down the line they do get the Russo brothers. I mean, it's in the same company, so
down the street going, can you fix our movie series? No.
Okay, how about we just tank and get James Gunn to do it?
Oh, fuck you.
No, let's get Zack Snyder to do it.
But moving on, though.
God.
Actually, no joke. I would love a Zack Snyder.
A Zack Snyder Star Wars movie could be really cool.
No. I got the topper. Star Wars 9, produced by Weinstein.
Oh, you son of a bitch. See, now you know he's pulling a Max, just being as fucked up as he possibly can.
Hey, no. Max is way worse
starring Roseanne.
No, one thing too, Julian is talking in the chat. People are saying like he was right about certain things, and he even said one thing I want to bring up really quick too before we move on to the next topic. But he brought up that the next movie is going to do well for sure, and he was saying that we're probably like shitting on Last Jedi so much. We won't discuss whose opinion is wrong and right about that. But the thing I want to discuss and ask Ali and Alan and Ganja first. So do you guys think that the next movie will do good? Because apparently in this article that I was looking at, the one we discussing this whole topic about, it's coming out in December of 2019. So now we have it a whole year and a half now, almost 2 years, to really like want Star Wars again. Because I gotta be honest, with Solo, part of the reason why that went down the shitters because it came out 5 months after the last one. So do you guys think that the next one's gonna do well? Ali, you go first.
I think it will do well just because, it's Star Wars and people are curious to see where they're going to go with the story, which I'm not really all that interested anymore, except for Kylo Ren and Rey. But I do want to see that. So I do think there's still going to be, of course, your core fans that really want to see it. I don't think it's going to do amazing business, like talking about Infinity War type of business. But yeah, I think it will be successful enough to make its money back and then some. But I think because of Solo and The Last Jedi, those two combined being so mediocre, I think it's going to stop people from going to the theater to see it. So
yeah. So, but you, Alan, do you think? And I will say Alan was right about the bombing of Solo. So this actually is a very, very important opinion I'm going to ask. But Alan, yeah, do you think the next one's going to do well in the box office? Yeah.
It's called Episode 9. It's not called Solo. Because what was it? God. I feel like I said this for another. It's because The Last Jedi was almost panned by half the fucking fans, and it still crossed the $1 billion market. No movie's gonna do Infinity War numbers for a while because that was built up over 20 movies. But I think that at the end of the day, it's called Star Wars, and it's not called something. It's not called a Star Wars story. I think most of the reason why Solo bombed wasn't because of its release, but because nobody cared. Nobody cared about the Han Solo story. I didn't fucking care. Most of the reason probably sold it as well as it is because Lando, and people just love Donald Glover and anything he's in. But with 9, yeah, I think it's gonna do well. I don't know if it's gonna do as well as Last Jedi though. I think it's gonna go $800 million, and that'll be it. I don't think it's gonna cross $1 billion.
Yeah, and honestly, I do feel like it might cross $1 billion only because if you gotta keep in mind too, like what's going to be its competition. And
well, yeah,
honestly,
Aquaman and Bumblebee are in the same month.
Well, no, that'll be in 2019. That's coming out of December.
Oh,
so
yeah,
this year is 2018 with those other movies, Alita: Battle Angel and Bumblebee and shit like that. And I gotta tell you, with all those movies happening at the exact same month, they're all gonna do bad, especially during Christmas time too. Like people don't got money to go and see every fucking big blockbuster in the Christmas month. Like that's fucking stupid. And I feel like that's gonna scare off everybody else from doing shit in December. Like 2019 December, they're gonna be like, "Hey man, Star Wars, you have it, but we're not doing that dumb shit again." Alita: Battle Angel did bad. Bumblebee did bad.
I think it'll be fine. I think those movies will be fine.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, and then maybe we'll do a bet with that one day. Ganja, you being the final word on this, man. Do you think it's gonna do well 2019 December?
I kind of agree with everybody else within the chat. I think it's just the fact that it's a Star Wars brand. It's going to do at least decent numbers. I don't think it's going to take like what Ali said. It's not going to do no fucking Avengers, Infinity War numbers, or it's going to make $1 billion like the first one did. And the fact that I think the China market wasn't even well received with Han Solo, but that was the case because I think Han Solo is not a real major character, like Luke, Leia, and all the staple characters. So it's one of those things that foreign countries tend to recognize things that are way more visible than background characters. So the thing is, like, it's just a toss up in the air because they're giving a good time because it's going to be like 2 years before we have another Star Wars. So that's going to give them time to actually give it development and actually come out with something. Mm-hmm. But honestly, like, I'm personally burnt from it. Maybe just like in 2 years' time when we actually see the film, that I'm going to enjoy it and I'm going to have a fight with Nick again about how good Star Wars is. But honestly, I have, like, me as a person right now in my current feelings, I'm not that big hype on it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to make its money.
Yeah, and I'm one where I didn't really care about Last Jedi, either good or bad. I don't like the movie because it just reminded me of a lot of Star Wars in general, and I was surprised when it got so much hate. But I love Force Awakens. I got to tell you guys, like, that movie is, I mean, back in the day when we used to give double toast ratings for these movies, like,
I think I can explain it to you, Nick, so you understand. You know how the Raw is right now? And with the you and Nick, and Trey don't want anything to do with it because they keep fucking bastardizing the characters, and every chance we have a get for like, oh, A New Hope. Never mind. That's kind of what they're doing to Star Wars right now.
But rebellions are built on hope.
Yeah,
I don't know, bitch.
I hate that. Fuck you. Y'all like Rogue One. That fucking line is stupid.
Oh man, yeah, but we'll see what happens though, man. I'm actually more interested in seeing like the numbered sequels versus those like solo stories because those are so. Man, Rogue One can suck my dick. Anyways, moving on. And we'll get through these next topics pretty easily, very, very fast. Castlevania Season 2 Netflix trailer. Man, I'm hyped like a motherfucker. This looks
I can't wait for
badass.
the hero Dracula to continue his assault on humanity.
Yes!
Watch the first season. Dracula's the hero.
True, and in a sense, yeah. But at the same time, I do feel like, and that's what's so good about this fucking show too, man. Is like there's so many characters that are bad and good. It's just you have to like, it's all about like what do you call that? Perspective, yeah. I love that shit, and man, I gotta tell you, dude, like I was so mad that the first season was only 4 episodes. That was like...
Honestly, I think it's because every single thing good about what happened with the first one, I think, is Netflix and the people that are producing it. Every stupid decision, like, you know, only making it 4 episodes is because Konami sucks. And they're like, well, no one's going to fucking watch this shit. Oh, wait, day 1, everyone watched it? Season 2 got greenlit in like an hour. Literally, like, as soon as it dropped and everyone just started watching it and finished it in, like, one sitting, we're like, what do you mean, like, 30 million people watch this? Okay, we'll do another one.
Yeah, man, and that's so cool. And, like, I know, Allie, you reviewed this on your channel, the Band Pictures YouTube channel, but, like, yeah, like, how are you feeling about this? Are you excited? I forgot if you loved the first one or not.
I'm so excited. I love the first season. I love Castlevania as a series. Like, I cannot... Seriously, it kind of made me a little bit mad that, like, by the end of the first season, that's when the actual show begins, because it really is like a prologue to what's actually like the main story. So I was a little bit mad, but at the same time, I was just so excited that they finally they greenlit the second season and it's coming very soon. I just wish they did that thing like with Cloverfield or whatever. Like they waited to the last minute to say like, "Oh, hey, Castlevania's coming out like this Friday!" Like, yay!
Yeah.
And then but no.
But yeah, I gotta tell you, like, I love the idea that now we have, you know, all these this great cast of characters that now it's not just a design and just want to see violence and stuff. Now we have like every character had enough time to actually get like established to where we kind of care at least about these characters.
We know
now that they're all together, it's like almost like a Scooby-Doo group or some shit. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
like, it's,
oh god,
like you just hate Scooby-Doo. You know that makes sense.
You're fucking goddamn right. I hate Scooby-Doo. But that's
where are you? I mean, things now.
You want to know how bad that's an idea? Why don't you just get the Scooby-Doo theme and play it over the fucking trailer for Castlevania and see how much that does not.
Hey, your boy Supernatural did it and you were fine with it.
No, I wasn't! I was screaming in the chat for like the entire runtime of the show.
It seems like everybody else likes it because it's fun and you don't. I mean, you guys put the pieces of the puzzle together.
Fuck that shit. Have you ever watched Scooby-Doo, you motherfucker?
Oh, man. No, I love Scooby-Doo. Well, at least the first, the 1960s one. Then it got silly. Yes, that's the best shit. That's the one where, just fuck you. Like, I'm not even going to argue with you. Scooby-Doo is amazing. But yeah, like Ganja, I know you probably didn't watch season 1 of Castlevania. Correct me if I'm wrong. Oh no. Okay, so
no, not at all.
Are you interested in seeing everyone talk about this in such a positive light. I mean, are you curious about this at all?
This is one of those things, like, besides Blade, I've never been a fan of the vampire story. Like, I've watched Dracula and, Diary of a Vampire, but that's mostly because my mom was a huge fan of vampires. And those were the closest I was going to get to, like, blood and tits at the age of 12. So, like, I would sit down and watch those films with her. But, like, that's one of the things is, like, vampires as a lore, it's always felt like they're more sophisticated zombies. And that's something that's always, like, kind of just turned me off. Like, that's kind of one of those things that I never had a chance to get past. And I didn't like the aspect that you either get these, like, really lovey-dovey vampires from, like, Twilight, or you get these, like, really serial killer, sadistic ones that you get from True Blood. And I find that there's no real middle ground.
Yeah, there is. The sophisticated European vampires.
I don't count those motherfuckers. But those are all those guys that you saw from the Voltaire and fucking Twilight. I ain't got time for that shit either. But when it comes to, like, Blade and stuff, I always felt like that was more grounded to earth because they had a secret society because they had to feed on humans. But then, like, you have a lot of these vampire stories that they'll half-ass it. Like, I remember do you guys remember this movie from the kid that was in Stuart Little? It was called My Vampire Friend or something like that.
What the fuck?
It was a Disney movie, and it took place.
What?
It was a Disney movie, and how they got good vampires, and how they got around, like, them drinking blood was they were good vampires, and they only drank blood from livestock. And
Wait,
they didn't.
Did they turn cows into vampires?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that movie.
Like, everyone's seen this fucking movie. This was a Disney original. You probably don't remember all the way of context, but you probably remember scenes. And that's what always, like, took me out of vampires, because they always felt like a little bit too ridiculous for me.
Hey, man, I'm with you, man. Vampires suck.
See, I don't like vampires either, but at the same time, I've seen good ones. I've seen 30 Days a Night vampires where they're very, very, like, established and very, like, organized. And I like the idea, too, because they're almost scary. Like, take the vampirism out of it. Like, that's fucking terrifying. And Castlevania, man. Like, I really, really like how this particular vampire is just a badass walking through shit. I mean, one has a story about revenge, going against all these people that, did someone that, that he loves wrong. Yeah, almost a hero, but at the same time, like, just all perspective. But I love perspective stuff. I love that, you can turn something into a villain or a good guy despite, like, whatever the, the general consensus is on what somebody does. But yeah, this is going to be fucking cool, man. I like that they're going to double the amount of episodes. It's going to be 8 episodes, which is still not too long. It's, like, if it was going to be something like a 13, 16, I'd be like, oh, shit, you can easily lose yourself and start kind of getting boring or just horrible within that much time. But no, 8 episodes, you can still make this concise and very good. Like, you can do that. I think
you do what they do where the first 4 kind of the build up and the second 4 is getting to the climax. Like, because again, one of the things that I appreciate about this, because I know a few people in chat were saying, hey, they liked it, they weren't in love with it. But what I appreciate is this is the first time a video game has left its medium, gone into another medium, and been successful. We've never had that happen before. And they've tried video game enemies before. They've just never been able to pull it off. But Castlevania was able to leave video games, go into anime, and people generally... I had a great time. I've never even played Castlevania. I'm probably never going to play those games, but I had a great time with it. My only thing is I wish it was longer, because I felt like I didn't really get a lot of the depth of the characters, but the animation was beautiful, and the world was cool, so I'm like, yeah, give me more. I want more.
Yeah, man. So we'll see what happens, but I'm down to watch this. Allie, when you're able to, like, when this comes out, we're watching this shit and reviewing this shit on this show. Allie better be there too and not fucking leave after 2 episodes. But all right, then let's go and get into the next thing. This will be very, very quick too. I just want to bring this up because yesterday we were talking about controllers and whatnot, and talking about the Spider-Man Homecoming PS4 console,
and how all y'all were wrong and I was right.
Yeah, well, no. Oh, and look at that!
Oh, you got your puke green controller.
You damn right, respect it.
Wait, what kind of puke you fucking?
What kind of lime green is that shit?
Hey man, nice. This is for sticky ickiness. All right, you know what this represents?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. Nothing. Fuck, because we can't say it on the air.
But that's why I said sticky icky greenness. If you don't get that shit, you're a child and you shouldn't be watching this show.
Exactly. But still watch this because I'm desperate. But the thing is...
the children are our future.
Please somebody help me. Watch my show. Dude, you know what I should do? I should actually go to next to the freeway and act homeless and say, like, please watch my YouTube channel.
I mean, you'll get views, but I don't know. I would do it. If there's some homeless dude just walked up to me, yo, man, check out my YouTube channel, gave me a card.
Dude, I'd be so curious if some homeless guy came to me, he's like, attack the chat.
I got like 3 questions. 1, would you get a camera? 2, how you got internet connection? And 3, where the fuck are you recording all this shit that you got the time to do it and not be looking out for food and change?
Obama phones are great, man.
He's got a... Man, I can't believe this fucking homeless YouTube person's got a sponsor button. We don't even got one of those.
That would piss me off. I'd be like, what? You got sponsor?
That would piss him off.
Dude, especially if he had like a Patreon, I would steal from a fucking homeless person. But anyways, moving on. This Nintendo Switch is getting a Game Boy style controller, and speaking of homelessness, I'm gonna be homeless buying all this shit for Nintendo Switch. This is something I'm not gonna buy because I'm not gonna have the money to. But why do we need a GameCube controller for fucking Nintendo Switch? Alan, have you go first.
That's the thing. It's one of those things where it's when you look at the kind of controllers, because they have my brother recently bought one, so what comes with the actual system is this rig to hold the Joy-Cons. Because the Joy-Cons are the main controllers, like the nunchuck and the Wii. Mm-hmm. And what they have is the holder, so you put it in and do it. And I actually got a chance to play it. I'm like, this is pretty good. I like it. You know, it's a different feel, but it feels very similar to the Xbox One controller. There's also the Pro Controller for people that they don't really care about the nunchuck, so they'll get that. This to me is an alternative for people that just don't like, because I really don't like the way the Pro Controller looks. So for me, it's like, well, I'm never going to buy the Pro Controller, I'll just stick with the original. But the fact that this is coming out, and I love the GameCube controller, I have one in my closet right now. And the fact that I have a GameCube controller I can play on the Switch, I'm like, yeah, I like that a lot, actually, because it's an alternative to a Pro Controller. So if I never bought a Pro Controller, I can get something that works really well because I've played GameCube games before. So to me, it's like, this is a good accessory if you've never got any other accessories.
Yeah, man. So I don't know. I mean, I would get this. But Ganja, how about you, man?
Me personally, y'all know how I feel about the fucking Nintendo company. Fuck them and everything they stand for and all their consoles and all their IP characters, especially the one that Alan's like. But when it comes to like this, like I have no real like drive to get. It's a Nintendo product, and it's one of those things that it's for hardcore fans. Like anytime they have like these hardcore like controller mods or console mods, those are people that are huge fans of the series or the huge fans of certain IP that are coming out. Because if you guys check out the Untitled Video Game Show on Friday 7:30 CCTV, we actually talked about this yesterday, and one of the things is to actually really go out your way and buy this, you have to be a huge fan or really like the aesthetics, or in Alan's term, have everything nice and symmetrical.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, because you know, why don't you just go get a Dreamcast controller, you crazy motherfucker?
Actually,
I can hear Trey yelling at you from the distance.
Yeah, and then laughing for some reason, like Dreamcast. No, but and because on more of that, watch Ringside Hangout when we're back. Fuck, I can't even do that anymore now because now Ganja can take the plugs and do the game
watching Ringside. Oh goddamn, I fucked up the joke. Move on.
Yes.
I like how me and Nick were talking, and he just admitted that he fucked up a joke. No one else heard him.
I know, like that's the thing.
I don't know how this show works. I don't know how they hear, they don't hear.
I love you, Alan. The honesty is great. But that's the thing, though, man. I would love to have this controller if it was something that wasn't a GameCube controller. But I will say, I can just feel it in my fucking bones that this is going to cost like $60. Like, dude, I mean, do you think I'm being wrong for that? Do you think that this?
No, it's a standard price for a controller for any console. Hell, if it is $60, it's cheaper than a standard price of controller for almost, at least as far as can. I don't know if it's more or less about the same price for Xbox or PS4 controller for a system, but it's like, yeah, I see no reason for that being the case. Like it's a standard cost for controllers anyway. And if it again, it's gonna work as the GameCube adapter worked great for the Wii U, so it's like, why not?
And not only that, it's kind of a staple when it comes to Smash Brothers. Like, don't most pro players actually fuck around with the GameCube controller?
Yeah, for people that play Melee, Smash, yeah.
Yeah, so it's one of those things that you're probably gonna, like I said, as a hardcore gamer or people that are niche into it, or Alan, because I just noticed I just noticed the Legend of Zelda logo in the middle.
Yeah, the Legend of Zelda blue.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Island shield in the middle, but why make it green?
No, we can choose any color. I'm sure. Like you can look through here, see.
This motherfucker.
Yeah, Mario
just
Red.
make
Okay.
it green.
Whatever the fuck that is, and then the Legend of Zelda.
Dude,
blue.
you just talk shit about Ganja's green controller, and you now like.
Yeah, that's lime fucking green. I'm talking about green like my shirt.
Which is not as good green.
Yes, it is. This green is the same green as the tunic from the games.
Sure, your green is turquoise green.
Yeah, you have skunk weed green. Like that shit's nasty.
You guys are fucking crazy if you don't think this is.
Hold on.
He's fucking mad.
Hold on. We have a female here. Allie, what kind of green is he wearing? Thanks for the help, Allie.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry. I was on mute. Okay, what green?
Allie's shirt.
Your shirt. What type of green? That's like emerald green.
Yeah, which is the color of his tunic in Legend of Zelda.
I'm out.
I gotta look at his tunic.
You know, actually, I'm gonna get going too. Bye.
Yeah, you can go to the wrong bus for being wrong.
Hey, Allie, you're promoted, hostess.
Yeah, it is the color.
Assholes.
Yeah. I mean, now we're gonna. Okay, well, let's keep going till they finish their bit.
I will say though, you guys are jerks, but we're gonna be moving on from this. I am looking forward for that controller. Alan, is this a first day buy for you, or are you gonna be buying this at some point? Not first day buy, but at some point you can get this.
Yeah. Unless Nintendo does what they typically do and make like only 4 of them, and basically just like the Joker throw it into a room full of people, said, "Make it quick." If they're actually in stock, I'll probably end up getting one.
Yeah, and how about you, Mr. Country Guru?
Nah, I don't give a fuck about the Switch. I'm not buying a Switch.
I'm sure if it was
I came close to buying a Switch for that new Pokemon, but besides that, fuck that. I ain't getting that shit.
I'm sure if it said Hearts of Iron on the controller, you'd buy it.
You bitch.
No, and by the way, too, the motherfucker just played Nintendo Switch like a few months ago with his fucking family and everything. He was like, dude, this shit's great, man. I had a good time.
All right, wait for the words. I had fun. I have a great time.
Wow! Oh my god! This is like no. This
is why y'all can't advance around these two, because they hold it against you and feel like, oh, I opened mine. I experienced something new. I actually played it. I don't still support Nintendo, and I'll still support the console. I'm not gonna go out the one.
God, just crossing his arms, going, yeah, I had fun.
Yeah, exactly. And y'all just like, oh, he had fun. Fuck him. All right, next time I'm live then, bitch.
Oh,
so last time I had fun. Like that was a fact.
You guys are fucking asses. Moving on. Iron Fist Season 2 Netflix trailer. Who gives a flying fuck in this goddamn party? What were you saying, Alan?
What's the next topic?
Yeah, no, pretty much at this point. I will say, do you think this is going to be better than the first one? Because apparently Luke Cage Season 2 was a lot better than the first one. I didn't watch it. I'm not going to watch it because fuck Luke Cage. But do you think, Alan, that Season 2 of Iron Fist might be better?
You mean Bloodsport?
Yeah, basically, right?
Did you see that fucking thing where they're there? I'm like, yo, man, where's Jean-Claude Van Damme? I think he's gonna sue.
But then again, I mean, I thought that was gonna be. I mean, it looks like Bloodsport, even the first one. I mean, like this whole idea of this appropriation, fucking, you know, like I'm a white dude who's trying to act Asian because I was around Asian people, because apparently that's how fucking easy it is. Like, yeah, this shit looks like lots of things. It looks like Karate Kid. It looks like Bloodsport. It looks like.
It looks fine, honestly. I mean, like, it's one of those things where I do like that they're taking a bit more of a different tone, where it's like it's a bit more down to earth, where it's like I don't mind the fantastical stuff. I watch all sorts of superhero stuff. But I felt that they went too much with the fantastical and tried to modernize it, but it didn't work. It felt too much like it was too jarring of the blend. But with this, as far as you see the trailer, the fight choreography is better than it was in Season 1, but honestly, I don't think it's much better. I think the fight choreography in Luke Cage was stupendous. It was amazing. I go watch some of those fight scenes over and over again because they're really, really well. But a lot of the fight scenes, they're just, I don't know. We only saw one fight scene in this, but it just didn't look that good. But maybe it'll be better. Hey, maybe Luke Cage will show up. That'd be kind of cool. That'd be terrible, honestly, I don't know.
I mean, when I looked at this, man, right away, I was like, oh shit, like I like how Godsmack is gonna be for some reason not advertising on the show or whatever the fuck. It looks like the Godsmack logo. Most people might get that. You guys don't. No, you guys don't like good music. But Mr. Country Guru, you, man, I know you don't watch the Marvel Netflix shows. Is Iron Fist? Are you ever gonna change this and watch at least Iron Fist?
All right, so here's the thing. Alan and Trey and me have gotten arguments over this, but I do tend to follow people's opinion when it's over. Like a lot of people I trust are telling me, you're not going to like this. This is fucking boring. So when I heard that about, Iron Fist, I was like, avoid that shit. Like the plague. Like I did with, I didn't check out Season 2 of Luke Cage. Now I'm hearing different things about it because I guess other people are checking it out. I might be cautiously optimistic and check it out. But besides that, I have really kind of tuned out a lot of these Netflix shows. I think the only one I'm really hyped for is Season 2 of The Punisher, because I'm hoping we get to see that real badass Punisher now that they've established what the character is, his background, and we can just go full force into storylines and stuff like that, and maybe get like his war with the cartel, because that seems to be the everything now from all the action scenes, is everything's got to take place in Mexico. So I'm hoping for that. But besides like those series, I have no real interest in a lot of Netflix series, and even with Luke Cage 2 kind of looking pretty decent, I'm not Luke Cage, Iron Fist 2. I'm not really all that hyped for it because, one, it was a hero that I'm not really interested in, and two, his first outing was really kind of a drop, and it makes me no interest as a casual fan to go and just waste my time, almost like a fucking full work day, 8 hours for the whole season, and watch the whole series.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm not going to be – yeah, these are not binge-worthy anymore, too, because I think they're just trying to meet a certain type of quota. Like, we have to have people watch this for this long in order so we can...
I got 2 examples out, Nick, and you're going to agree with this 100%. You know when bands, they run out of, like, songs and stuff they constantly come out with, and they either do 2 things. They either make up bullshit songs that have, like, the worst kind of riffs, they got the worst kind of singing on it, and it's just to fill the album, or 2, they come up with instrumentals that are just remakes of the old songs.
Yeah,
okay.
Well, no, and they do little skits too. Like I know, like my favorite bands like Horn and shit. Like they do this thing where they fill out the time of like people going like, "Hey, look out, get that motherfucker!" Ah!
And how does this compare to Jurassic Park?
Yeah, and that too. They got dinosaurs. They got the baby T-Rex. Get the whole thing. It's fucking great. I love it. And fuck you, Alan.
No, but that's really what it is. They're panning out these shows to meet the runtime, and it legitimately has no reason to. That's why I notice a lot of things from people, and like Trey is one of them, who says like they drop off towards the middle, and it doesn't pick up to like the 6th or 7th episode. And I feel like that's mostly because they're just panning out with stuff that we don't really need.
Yeah, and it fucking sucks, man, because these shows do have premises that can work. I mean, dude, superhero movies I think sometimes should be shows. You know, so it just sucks that. Wait, what are you saying?
I agree. I think almost all of them should be shows. Like as much as the Netflix Marvel shows are fucking up, like almost every, except for like Infinity War, Civil War, and a couple of other Marvel movies, almost every other movie I'm like, I'd rather watch this as a television show. Like Homecoming, like I would love to see Spider-Man live action television show. They'll never do it because it'd be too expensive, but I would love to see that.
Well, just think about the ideas of what Peter Pan can do, or Peter Parker.
Not Peter Pan.
Say what?
Peter Pan. Peter Pan is Spider-Man. He can fly.
Actually, Peter Pan would be a good TV show too. But no, but like Peter Parker, like I would love to see him like trying to get to know a girl, go to school every day, you know, blah blah, blah, like seeing this situation, and then hey, some crook tries to like rob his fucking mom or something, and you guys to go fix that out. But then like with a movie, it has to be this big, huge ass fucking story. Exactly. And I don't know. One of those situations, I just feel like these should be shows, and then you get these Marvel Netflix shows that are fucking terrible. But we'll see what happens. I'm cool with watching this. I want to watch season 1. I would rather just watch season 2. Would you be down to do that with me, Mr. Allen?
No.
No, of course not. Because I'm gonna bitch.
Not after Luke Cage.
Yeah, man, me and Allie put Alan through some shit with Luke Cage. I'm sorry. You'll never forget that.
Yes.
They made the lyrics to a theme song. There's like lyrics. We have to watch it every goddamn time. They wouldn't let me skip the fucking intro.
I'm sorry, Alan.
Intro.
That's just funky, Alan.
That intro sucks. You know what I did for Luke Cage? I skipped every goddamn intro.
He played Florence and the Machine in the background as loud as he could.
I know. This goes crazy, the show. The show's shitty, and so is Florence. I love it. No, but anyways, moving on. Oh, I'm throwing them jabs. But here's the thing, though. You're going to be throwing jabs at me most likely because we're going to probably disagree with a lot of these next topics we're going to talk about. But yes, it's time for that flex and chill. So go change your shirt. Go change your diaper. It's going to be great. I'm going to show there we go. That's the thing I wanted to show. The fucking red screen so I can see Ganja's face just completely light up in the red light. It's crazy.
He's gone to the dark side.
Yeah, of course. He's
like seize the means of production.
Man, no, that doesn't even fit.
Yeah, it does.
Stupid. You're dumb.
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, you do.
He does not want to hear it.
Now, you hear it every day. I'll send you.
I know. We're working right now. I don't hear this shit here.
Oh man, but you know what though? Starting off, I'm gonna actually start off with you, Mr. Shakazine. You watched Mission Impossible Fallout. Fallout 76, whatever.
Yeah, Mission Impossible. Hey, no, unlike Fallout 76, this had a story.
Yeah. Damn. You want to get mad about that one. But yeah, man. So what'd you think? I mean, are you a big Mission Impossible fan in general?
Not really. I never saw the first two, so where I started with the series was 3. But like, it really felt like you didn't really need to. You just need to know, hey, this guy does this stuff daily. But as far as the actual kind of stuff, I don't really think you need to watch the first two. Apparently, the first one is fine. The second one is apparently terrible. But then the next 3 it's not so much a trilogy, but like they just feel like kind of Fast and Furious, where they just keep like, hey, every couple of years is a new really crazy mission. So the best way to kind of sum this up is I'm not a huge fan of 5. I know there's a lot of cool set pieces and a lot of technical good action, but I felt like the 5th one, Rogue Nation, I just felt it was Tom Cruise doing Tom Cruise stuff for Tom Cruise runtime, and I didn't like that. Whereas 4, Girls Protocol, I felt that it was more of Tom Cruise doing his stuff, and then also the team doing stuff all around him, and I really enjoyed that. And to me, Fallout 76, Jesus Christ, Mission Impossible Fallout does for me it feels closer to a sequel to 4 than a sequel to 5, even though some characters come back. But I didn't really enjoy it. I was going through, I'm like, I'm really enjoying this. I like the stakes, I like the build up, I like Tom Cruise in this, which I normally don't like Tom Cruise in movies, but I had was a huge fan of him in this, and I just like the progression of the story. It had a lot of cool, interesting twists and turns. It had a familiar twists and turns that they love doing with the face swapping tech. They love doing the twists and turns with that. But as far as the actual movie, it's like, yeah, it continued on. It was interesting. The one thing that because obviously the movie just came out, I'm not gonna talk about the big stuff, but I do want to talk about the action, and I felt that the action scenes were There's a lot more going on, but I felt that it was weird. I didn't notice this. I was watching one of the car chases. I'm like, this car chase is pretty cool. Why am I not excited? Because it hit me. There's no music playing. It is just a car zooming. Because there's also a fight scene that happens. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, oh, yeah, there's no music. There's no flair to a lot of these action scenes.
But
it didn't make them boring.
Well, I was going to ask you, like, would there be no flair? Does it make you feel more realistic, and that actually makes it even better?
Yes.
Or? Okay.
It makes it a little bit better, but it also makes it a little weird because it's like I'm not as excited as I would be if they're playing some cool music or the theme where I'm like, oh yeah, cool, look at that. It was more of like these are good, but I don't know. It just it lacked a certain something, and I felt like that was probably the biggest problem with this movie is a lot of the action felt. It felt like it's not something that I like, and this is something I mostly want to talk about this movie is Hollywood action nowadays is really something that I just can't get into anymore because I feel like so much of it is just. It's either car chases, explosions, or just spectacle. It's all spectacle. It's watching something crash into something else, or watching something fly off the edge, or watching something explode. I'm like, when I've gone through movies like Ip Man, The Raid, a bunch of other Hong Kong action movies that I love the hell out of, Thailand action, all those foreign action movies that I fucking love, and watching one guy fight a bunch of people because you get a bit of a choreographed fight here, but it's just not that interesting or exciting. So I'm kind of just like, I really wish there was more of the action that I like. And I feel like I'm really not going to get that anymore. Like Fast and Furious to me, I think honestly, and I'm going to say this, I think Fast and the Furious does Mission Impossible better than Mission Impossible. Because the missions are cooler, the people there, even though that they survived through some crazy bullshit, it's more believable because it's like they're still almost regular people. Where Tom Cruise at this point is a Terminator, but just is sentient. Like he can go through, he can't be stopped. Whereas in Fast and the Furious, like I feel like there's much more heart going on when there's not action scenes. But then they also do the big spectacle that people know and choreograph action scenes with people fighting. I'm like, I honestly think Fast and Furious is better. But as far as a rating for this movie, honestly, this is probably a rented. You don't need to go out to the theaters to watch it, but if you watch it, you're not gonna be bored.
Yeah, and I always feel like that. Like honestly, Mission Impossible 3 is one of the movies. That's actually my favorite movie of the entire franchise. And I watched Ghost Protocol and Rogue Nation and whatnot too. But the thing is part 3. I love the villain, Philip Seymour Hoffman. What is his name? Character Owen something. But yeah, like that dude, even though he was out of shape, etc., like he just was always in control of Tom Cruise. There's always situations where Tom Cruise can get out of it. So it's kind of like I really do hope that this, because people are talking shit about the villain somewhat of this new movie. Just before we move on and everything, like, what do you feel about the villain?
I felt like he was barely there, honestly. Like, okay, because because it's weird. They have this whole villain of like the apostles, and this isn't a spoiler. This is like what's going on. The secret group that's doing stuff, and it's like the shadowy organization, and I think that was more interesting. It's weird. The best way to describe this movie is it's like Spectre. There's this weird shadowy organization that's controlling a bunch of stupid bullshit, and then the main guy that's the head of it is barely in the movie, and it's like, to me, that like the stakes were high enough that I didn't care that the movie didn't have the one bad guy because there's enough stuff going on. Because there's some cool stuff. Some of the chases are cool. There's a helicopter chase that's really fun and really interesting to watch. But yeah, I do feel like it's one of those things of Hollywood action of just like, I don't think this Mission Impossible movie did it as well as any Fast and Furious. Like the last 3 Fast and Furious movies are much better Mission Impossible movies than the last 3 Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah.
I only got one question. How powerful was that mustache?
Oh yeah.
So powerful, man. Something that bugs me so much, and this fucking trailer lies to you. The fucking fight in the bathroom makes it seem like there's like 8 guys that Tom Cruise and Henry Cavill are fighting. It's one guy.
Oh, for real? Damn. No,
one guy. I mean, that's a good action scene. Don't get me wrong. That is a good action scene, but it is one guy. It makes it seem like there's a bunch of guys like in the bathroom fighting. It is one guy. Just one fucking guy. I'm like, come on, man.
Oh, yeah, because you see Tom Cruise like choking in the back, like holding his throat. So it's almost like, okay, so I guess that's the person in the background, but you always keep him in frame. So it's like, oh, shit, look how crowded it is in this bathroom.
Yeah, it makes it seem like it's crowded. I was like, yo, I can't wait. There's only one guy. I'm like, the fight scene was good, but I'm just like, man, I expected more. Oh, what were you saying, Gotcha?
I just want to point out my man was waiting for like a crowded bathroom. He was excited.
There was a crowded bathroom. They had like 8 people in the bathroom at one point. And
he's disappointed.
Yeah, and not one dick. No, but
I'm sorry, but when movies like The Raid 1 and 2 can do incredible action on like a fucking shoestring budget, this like $150+ $1 million movie, like come on, man, you can't have Tom Cruise beating the crap out of a bunch of dudes.
I do have one more question for you though. And
what's up?
We might have to explain the reason why I'm asking this question, but in that bathroom scene, was the door locked?
No, it wasn't.
People, the reason why I'm asking is because when was it? Was this in New York or
Austin? This was the anniversary party, almost like a year ago, almost like this.
This is Austin, yeah.
Next month is about to be a year ago. So my man here went to use the restroom, but he doesn't believe in American locks. So I go into the bathroom to prepare for.
He doesn't knock.
I just walk in because it's unlocked, and I just catch this man just sitting in the corner. Oh, gotcha.
That's not what I was like. What the fuck, dude? You didn't knock.
That's fucking awesome.
I insulted his dignity.
Oh man, again, his dignity. I just fucked up. Damn it!
I'm glad you failed that one. And that was our review of Mission.
I fucked up. Oh man, it would have been great if I said dignity, which is what I was trying to do. You're the one who said the word first, Ganja. You fucked me up. You shouldn't have took my whole joke that you didn't even know I had. So
blame me.
I gotta blame you for something. I can't take this whole L, son of a bitch. But you, sir. By the way, Red Robot King saying Alan needs dick scenes in the bathroom. Yes, very much so. But you, Mr. Ganja Guru, you watch Teen Titans Go fuck themselves. No, go to the movie. Man, how you? I don't know. I can't tell if this is good or not.
I had two moments in my life today. One was I was walking in there and I realized I'm a 24-year-old man now, and I'm about to buy a ticket to a PG movie called Teen Titans Go that is meant for 7 to fucking 12-year-olds. So that was a little bit of a moment of realization and hoping that the theater wasn't packed because I went as early as possible. It was like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I was hoping to catch early so I don't have to deal with a bunch of children
early.
And feel like a certain member of society that we shouldn't talk about. But like the thing is, I was first of all, they did a preview show. I don't know if this is a thing a lot with cartoons now. They got to do a little short for the new comic cartoon series, either on Netflix or on the TV show. So one of the things they did was they're doing a series called The Batgirl and stuff. That totally set me off on the wrong tone because I was childish as fuck and cringy as hell. So as soon as the movie started, I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to eat shit when Alan fucking shows up. Like when I talk
I'm gonna show up in the theater.
No, when I fucking hang out with you in the call and shit, I'm gonna have to eat shit because you're the first thing you're asking me, how was the movie? And it's the first 30 minutes, and it is like the most negative aspects of Teen Titans Go that you remember, pushed to the extreme. And it's all that scene with the balloon villain that they showed in the trailers. And, like most of this has been shown in the trailers, but what happens later is the movie plot starts going, and it starts turning into like somewhat of an intelligent comedy for kids to a certain degree because they're doing a lot of stuff that has like 80s 90s reference that I get, but it's done in such a nice way that it's not like Deadpool-esque where they're just stopping the camera to do a focus on it. It's either in the background or it's something that's either driven to the plot that kids won't notice it, and I will get it, and it's for the adults in there to have like a quick giggle time with their kids. And one of the things else about it is the jokes. They have some really dark humor, and one of the things I could say is they got a higher kill number than Paddington. And if you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about,
I remember that shit.
In the after hours, we watched this kids show because we were just fucking around one day and we want to check it out, and we watched Paddington, which is the bear movie from fucking England, and that has a body count. This one has a higher body count than that, and it's not like something that they cut away. It is legit, like either for a joke or for like a background scene. And my favorite thing is they just this is like what you should do. Oh, what about the puns? Yeah, they do some of it in the beginning, but they kind of drop that towards the end. But like the jokes were either like really good reference humor or very self-critical. Like what they do a lot of the heroes and making fun of them and like the aspects of superhero movies. They do a one skit which has a character that we all know and love from like the Batman series, but he's really known for like being a background character. And they do something with him that's hilarious. And I just love what they've done with this film. And it's one of those things, like every time they would do a stupid fart or a diarrhea joke, I would just go, and they would pull me back in with a nice little reference joke or a really conscious place of where they are in superhero movies. To the point, like, they made even jokes about, like, how the intros start with DC and Marvel heroes. And they have a cameo. I don't know if it's real or not, but if it's real, that shit blew my mind, and I was fucking hyped throughout the film when that dude showed up.
Because it's Deadpool, but we can tell. You can tell me.
It's not a superhero. It's someone famous from the comic book industry. It's literally someone famous. That's all I'm gonna say.
Shows up.
All I'm gonna say about that, because if anymore, you're gonna already know who I'm talking about. But he shows up, and I don't know if it's a voice actor trying to portray him or it's actually him. But it's hilarious what they do with him, and just the aspects that they make fun of Batman. They make fun of this Superman, and one of the things is, like, Superman is played by I want to say Luke Cage, but that's Nicolas Cage. But like he does this in like this manner of like this very high pitched, like, how are you doing, kids? Like, I am the most admirable Spider, like, I was Superman. And it's one of those things that like really gives you a peek of what he would have been like as Superman, and I'm so glad they didn't fucking do it. Because if they weren't doing this for a joke, Alan, if you saw Superman with fucking with Nicolas Cage in it, you would have lost your mind and probably quit DC as a fanboy. Because like how he portrays Superman, really
I don't know.
is
After
bad.
George Clooney, and I'm still a DC fan. I don't know if it'd be. I don't think he'd get rid of me.
I don't know.
Worse than Clooney is bad.
All right, because he's playing for Extreme because they know it's Nick Cage and he's playing Superman. So like his like real nice guy stuff is pumped up to a 10. But it's one of those things is like I don't know if that's how he would have actually played Superman. So it kind of one of those things that gives you a nice peek into the future. But honestly, this film is really well done. The animation is spot on. Like I know you guys have seen like those Disney movies. It's actually him in that cameo. Oh, all right. So that made the movie 10 times better for me, fucking Max, because that just shows a lot of great things with it. And like Alan, like I know you hate the series, but like
not watching this movie.
It really drops a lot of stuff people complain about, and it's really focusing on aware of what the series has turned to and tries to basically come into its own through this movie. And the animation is really spot on to the point that it doesn't feel like a Disney original film or a Nickelodeon film that they just throw like as much of a budget they could just to get people interested, but they're not going to actually go out the way and put a lot of money into it. This actually has movie quality budget, and you see it within the animation. And it was really enjoyable for me. I had a great time watching this film, and the stinger at the end really got me hyped for what they're possibly going to do with the series in the long run. But honestly, like if you're a fan of the Teen Titans, maybe not to the extent where Alan is, so like he doesn't fuck around with any kind of spin-offs of it, but like I think you will really enjoy it, and I think it's an actual good film for people that are into DC and Marvel films that are kind of like they like the more cynical side of it, and they want to make fun of like what's going on within the trends and stuff. And it does really good job with that. And they get away with some dark jokes, and like the ending joke is so like out of nowhere, and it's like one of those things that pushes the boundaries that I respect this movie a lot, and I really hope people go and go see it. Me personally, like I gave it a lot of leeway. And I really went in the proper mind state, couple bombs hits, but like I really enjoyed it. So me personally, I would give it a buy it. But if you're a parent or you're somebody that's not really into the series and just give it a chance, wait for it to come rental or stream it. And I think you'll have a great time with it. Even if it's just to prove your hate for the series and just see what they do with the DC references and stuff like that, or what they do with your favorite characters, I think it's worth your time.
Okay. Now,
by the way, y'all dropped the ball like yesterday. Why didn't you just say if I lost, I have to go watch Teen Titans Go?
Oh shit!
You guys you guys dropped the ball like a motherfucker.
You know though, because there's a slight chance you'll like it. We might be doing you a favor. Even though you hate something, you might be. I want you to lose because the whole idea was I was gonna watch American Beauty if I lost.
Those movies
do something that's equally as bad because honestly, that movie is like fucking putting my feet on like needles and shit. Like I fucking hate that goddamn movie. Yes, very much.
He doesn't support. He supports plastic bag bans just from that movie.
Yeah. Wait. What? Shut up.
I don't know what that means.
No, but the thing is, usually it'd be going off and leaving right now. But the thing is, there's one thing left to do because we actually have a little bit more time to actually do some more show. And now it's time for me to talk about something I really, really fucking love, Mr. Alan Shakezine. What have you been doing this last week, sir? What franchise have you been watching?
As I've been calling it, Freddy the 13th. It's fucking confusing. I have been grueling and killing myself getting through the fucking Friday the 13th franchise. All 11 fucking movies. All of them.
Yeah.
Every last one.
Here's the thing. I didn't tell you to do all that many fucking movies. God damn it. That's a lot of movies.
You just said watch the series to get ready for the thing.
Not in a week. Holy shit, that's a lot of... And then it's all Jason? Like, you gotta take some breaks and watch some Freddy or something, dude. God damn.
No, I would not have been able to... If I had to go watch a different series, I would not have been able to go back.
You treated that shit like a homework assignment, man.
Yeah, because that's the thing. I can't even watch all that many Jason movies because they're bad. They're very bad. I'm sorry. Gary's probably in the chat losing his mind. Fuck you guys. You don't know shit about horror movies.
There was a certain point about halfway through where I seriously considered giving up.
Really?
I seriously consider. So let's just get into this. Like for everyone at this point knows the fucking basic premise, and honestly, that's probably gonna help to the review of this. So I went through and watched all from the 1981 all the way to the fucking Jason X and the remake or whatever. And one of the things that I like for the start of the first one, honestly, it's so fucking boring. It's just like basically just a bunch of camp counselors go to Crystal Lake and just chill, and they tell the story of what happened last year. But honestly, it's so boring. Nothing happens for most of the movie. It's just a bunch of idiots running around the woods, and eventually the killings start, and that seems to be the hallmark trait of the movie. But even that's not interesting. It doesn't really get interesting until maybe the last 20 minutes when the mother shows up. I'm like, oh, okay. is she the threat? I don't know if she's a threat or not. Oh, she is a threat. Shit. And then it becomes a chase movie, so it's interesting in that sense. But honestly, though, the whole movie was just boring except for maybe the last 20 minutes. And it's funny because the jump scare at the end actually still got me. Because, like, for people that watch movies with me in the after hours, they notice that I'm always checking the clock. Not because I'm bored, because I like to know how time works. Because as far as you could tell what's going to happen in the movie based on the time. And that jump scare comes in the last, like, 2 minutes. And you're not expecting because the movie's over. The credits are about to hit. Oh, shit, jump scare. So I'm like, it still got me. And that is the first one. It's like, okay, that's out of the way. Honestly, the next 4 movies are the same fucking movie. This franchise is the same movie over and over and over again. Because the second one just picks up from the last one, and now Jason's grown up because apparently he's just been chilling in the woods for 30 fucking years.
It's a fucking template at this point. You know, and over there in the chat saying Alan binge watching Friday 13 movies is like her watching bad anime. You want to feel accomplished for watching all that.
If you feel accomplished from that, you got to get yourself a job.
Yeah, but as far as a similar tone, it's like, yeah, it's what it is. A bunch of idiot kids just show up to the fucking Camp Crystal Lake and fucking die. But this one was at least there was a bit more going on. It was a bit more interesting, so it didn't feel as long. But it does feel very similar to the first one, and that's something that seriously started to bother me because I'm starting to look at this. I'm like, wait a second, this reminds me exactly of the Halloween movies. So I went up and looked at the year. I'm like, Halloween 1 came out 1 year before this, and Halloween 2 came out the same year as the second the movie. So I'm like, yeah, it takes the same template. Random killer on one particular day of the year kills a bunch of idiots that are in his territory. I'm like, this is the same fuck, but at least with all of the Halloween movies, there's some plot. As stupid as it gets, there's some plot. With this, there's no plot. It's all about the kills. So honestly, there's no point of even talking about the plot of 2 because it's just the same thing. It's just Jason now is around instead of the mom killing everybody, and he's just going around brutally murdering people in spectacularly weird fashions.
Yeah,
and it continues.
That's the thing that's frustrating too, because even when you get into like 3 and 4, like wait, then it's so funny too, because people always talk about the hockey mask thing. You know, he has a burlap sack over his head and everything like that too. But the thing is, and you're talking about like, you know, they did shit in cool fashion and spectacular fashion. Really, they kind of don't. Like after the second one, you've already seen the craziest shit. You saw a dude fall down the stairs with a fucking machete up to his head, who didn't even deserve that death. You get such a
nobody deserves these deaths. Not a single person in this entire movie deserves to get murdered in whatever fashion they do.
Okay. I will say this. They deserve something happening to him. Obviously, Jason's serial killer is supposed to think that he's a bad guy, etc. I get that. Same with the mom. But to a certain extent, you do understand certain things. I know there's a whole group of the audience who like Jason movies. They actually sympathize with the mother because I think at a certain point, and the whole point for a character too, is keep people away from the lake because, you know, they don't want no one else to feel her pain of losing her child in the lake. And that was the whole point they're trying to get across with that. But then with Jason, he usually kills the bad people, and I almost think that's on purpose. Like, do you feel like maybe Jason really does kill randoms, or he kills people that he's like, you know what, no, fuck that, you're doing bad shit.
No, he kills whoever the fuck the plot wants him to kill. Because, like, if they're around, they're murdered for whatever fucking reason. Because, again, now we're getting to the third one, and this is the one where he finally gets his mask and finally becomes the people that everyone knows. But half the deaths in that movie are just because they're fucking around. Like just because they're in his fucking territory like a wolf. But they also do some crazy, stupid shit where he's this weird, like, demon thing, or he's weird psychological stuff. They keep bringing up his mother and stuff, and it like stuns him. Like at one point, I think that the second, third one, these all blend together. At one point, the girl puts on the shit of the mother, and in my head, I'm like, a girl uses confusion on Jason. It was highly effective because fuck it. Like it's. I'm sorry, Penelope.
No, but I totally agree with him in that sense too, because he should just put the sweater on, and there's a point where he just gets into a stance, and she's saying things that his mother would probably say, and he just goes like, okay. But then there's situations too where now characters that you saw die earlier in the movie start appearing way far out into the forest too. Like that guy who saves her at the end. It's like, wait, I saw him die, so now you guys are not paying attention to your own shit, or you're doing something that doesn't make sense in this reality, this universe that you guys brought to our attention.
People survive whoever they want to survive. You want to know who survives in these movies? Whoever gets a name. Yeah. They usually give one girl, it's like, hi, yada yada. Okay, I guess she's gonna live. I started playing with the games. I'm like, at this point, it's weird. By the time I get to the fourth one, called the final chapter, hilarious enough, it gets to the point where this is why I never watched horror movies. This is why I hate this shit. Because Friday started doing the fucking formula, started the formula at least, where get a bunch of random kids with no development, have to get killed in random fashion over the course of the fucking movie until one person survives, usually a girl, for some fucking reason. And it's like, I don't understand why anyone watches these movies. I don't understand why I watch these movies.
CJ saying so Jason has Undertaker powers. Yeah, actually more common.
Sure. Oh, dude, literally Undertaker powers. He can't be fucking killed.
Oh, this motherfucker's powers change every fucking movie.
No, and that's the one thing
God.
that's so frustrating too. Because here's the thing: one thing I appreciate with Jason, just like I appreciate with Halloween, to an extent, because Halloween 2 did do some stupid shit. But like you remember this, Alan, when you reviewed this, Michael Myers is a normal guy trying to kill people until they do something where he blows the fuck up, and then it's like, wait, how did he come back from that shit? But most of the movies, he's just a guy. He's just a strong motherfucker, and he's scary. With Jason, the first few movies, he's just a guy who's like mentally and physically like handicapped. And, you know, at the end of every movie, you don't technically see him die. He gets through the window or he pops up somewhere.
No, you do. You actively murder him in every fucking movie. Okay, the thing about the Halloween franchise...
If you pay attention to the end right before the credits, he always shows up. That's
No, but my thing is, when I said that, it's like... Because, trust me, these are burned in my head. With the Halloween movies, it's like... As much as they were kind of weird, like, nothing ever happens that's like, oh, definitive murder. Definitive. It's always like, well, he got shot, he got blown up, whatever. You can almost roll around that. This, he's getting machetes to the head. He's getting shot in the face. I can't remember which movie this specifically, but the ending where he gets a fucking a propeller blade underwater to the head. He's actively getting murdered in the most spectacular fashions possible, but then he always comes back. And at that point, because again, the same thing happens in the final fucking chapter, where apparently machetes are all over the fucking place in this universe. Jesus Christ. People are tripping over machetes left and fucking right. But it's that same thing of like, they love to repeat the shot of the end of the movie, like everything's nice and calm, jump, or he gets killed in spectacular fashion, but no, he's still alive. And yeah, I'm all over the place, but honestly, these movies all feel the same, and if you've watched one, you've watched a bunch. But I think, like, now we're about halfway at part 5, and Nick warned me about this. He's like, this is one of his most hated movies of all time, and he says that about everything, but he's like, this is like his top 5 hated movie of all time, and I see why. This movie makes so goddamn sense. It has the funniest kill I've ever seen in my entire life of somebody getting killed over chocolate. In the most
you want a chocolate bar?
You want a chocolate bar? Okay, no. Ah!
Oh, it was amazing. And that's the thing, too. And one thing before you even continue on in that sense, here's the middle point of the entire franchise that's actually very, very important, because the final chapter was a final chapter. And that's one thing that people always say, oh, final chapter, but yeah, it's not going to be the last one. It's like, Jason, if you pay attention, he actually is. That character finally dies in final chapter. He's dead as fuck. Yeah. But part 6... he turns into the Jason that you guys know.
That's the point I almost stopped watching this movie. Part 6 is where if I didn't have to do this for, I didn't have to do this obviously, but if I wasn't like, if I didn't say to myself, I'm going to watch all these and I was just doing this for fun, part 6 is the part where I would have stopped. Because it is, like, ridiculous. It basically, I don't know.
Well, yeah, all I was going to say is, like, there's 3 different Jasons, right? I mean, not 3 different Jasons, really, but it's like there's 3 different versions of Jason. There's the first 4 movies, or, well, first 3, I guess, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But he's just a crazy guy who's mentally messed up, and for some reason he's been growing because he's been eating lots of fucking humans and animals in the goddamn woods this entire time, which doesn't make sense. He was a kid, and now he's a grown-ass man who has the best gym ever. But then you get to 5, and it's not even Jason. Then you get 6, which he becomes zombie Jason, which at that point, and you brought up the propeller death and things like that, when someone becomes a zombie Frankenstein monster, then you can do anything you want in the world.
Like, trust me, they roll with that just to the dumbest fucking degree. But yeah, like a lot of 5, it just feels a lot of it is cartoony. A lot of it is just ridiculous. It does feel like a parody.
Yeah, the sexualization. Like, the part 5, the reason why it's so bad, too, is because a porn director made that movie. The guy who literally admitted, I was watching the Camp Crystal Lake Memories DVD, and I'm watching it, and this man is literally saying, hey, the reason why I had these girls take their clothes off and get naked and show their titties on the screen is because I like it. I didn't do it for the fans. There's no point to it. I want to see naked women fuck, and I want to see them get fucked. And it's like he was just perverted with it. And there's so many, like, softcore porn moments in Jason 5. And then that whole thing that you're talking about, Alan, with the whole fucking candy bar thing. I fucking despise that fucking movie. And one of these days we will review that, by itself and everything and really discuss how bad this fucking movie is. But Alan, like, were you more ready to quit at Jason Lives or this one? Because Jason Lives is part 6. But
the reason, like, I got through part 5, but it was so randomly cartoony that it's just like, whatever at this fucking point. I've already gone through 5. Part 6, where it's just like, you stupid motherfuckers. So yeah, if we are ready to move on to this one. So basically at this point it basically implies 5 never fucking happened because they changed the actor for a bunch of these people. And it feels like fucking 5 never fucking happened, which is good. But basically what it is and basically continues for 4 where it's like, oh, he's dead. But you know what he does? The one of the guys that killed him in 4, it's like, no, I'm gonna go make sure he's dead because I'm crazy. Goes, jams a fucking like spoke into him, and then he gets struck by lightning. and then just resurrects the motherfucker.
Yeah.
And now we just go on for the next like a bunch of movies of no matter what happens, and now they're just not even playing around with the immortality anymore. He is fucking immortal and cannot die. And honestly, it just gets to the point where, like, again, I'm just begrudging these movies, but they Frankenstein the motherfucker. And I literally text Nick, I'm like, I'm 6 minutes in, I'm like, did they Frankenstein this motherfucker? Because it's just like...
the next movie, you made me laugh my ass off with the text you gave me for The New Breed, or The New Blood, whatever it was called.
Yeah, because basically, the reason we're not going a lot to death these movies is because they're the same movie. I'm giving you the highlight of the movie, but it's what it is. So he comes back as a fucking zombie, whatever, and then just goes around murdering people because they're around, because they're in Crystal Lake. Like, all his entire MO. It is so boring. It is so just jarring to watch because it doesn't matter. None of these people matter. Even the last 20 minutes when you're watching the one person survive, I don't fucking care. I'm sitting there just watching the fucking movie. I'll get a text. I'll write that as the movie's going on because I don't fucking care. These movies are fucking boring. There's no reason to ever watch these. Oh, God. So part 7 starts in the fucking dumbest fashion where you just see this little girl in the fucking boat. And her dad just fucking, is abusing her fucking mother. And then she's like, I hope you die, Daddy. And then the fucking bridge he's on starts shaking. I'm like, yo, is she going to kill him with mind powers? Oh, she killed him with mind powers. She has mind powers? Yep. Okay, we're going there, folks.
If you want to see Jason versus Carrie, you got it here, people.
No, you didn't. No, you fucking didn't. Because, oh, God, it's so fucking weird. So, yeah, basically, the little girl chilling at Camp Crystal Lake kills her fucking dad with telekinetic powers. It's crazy because everyone in this movie is fucking nuts. And the plot is a bunch of idiots are going to Camp Crystal Lake because they're part of some thing, and then she's going there, too. And, of course, all the teenagers are all into sex and drugs, because that's all these teenagers' personality are a bunch of sex and drugs, and it's like, that's it. Oh, that guy wants to fuck that other person because fuck. Who fucking cares at this point? They're just people for Jason to fucking kill. So when Jason inevitably starts murdering, her telekinetic powers just happen whatever the fuck she wants, and it almost feels no plot to the movie except for random lines of dialogue or to explain why certain people are here. So it's just like, I know the series has done stupider shit, but her just randomly having telekinesis, and she becomes a Jedi where she can see Force visions of the future, and it's just to continue the plot along.
And she does no reason her dad back to life with her telekinetic powers.
What the hell was that ending? That ending is so stupid. So, okay, end of the movie. She's with Jason on the bridge. She's about to die. Somehow her dad comes out of nowhere and just fucking takes Jason down. And that's how the movie ends, folks. She just Jesuses him back to life and takes Jason down for the rest of the fucking movie. It is ridiculously stupid, this fucking goddamn movie.
Jason Takes Manhattan, by the way, does not explain what the dad did down there with him. The dad's gone, and so is the other characters.
That's why y'all calling it Jason Takes Manhattan. You know what I call it? Jason doesn't go to Manhattan. He doesn't. Only reason I sat through this fucking series is because that title looks so stupid. I don't thought it'd be Escape with New York, but with Jason, it's not. I don't know. Oh my God. Oh.
I feel so happy right now.
So the 8th one, for some fucking reason, a bunch of kids are on a boat and they show up there and they're continuing the electricity brings them back to life. He then drives a boat all the way to across the fucking country for some fucking reason. Shows up on the boat for some other fucking reason, and then just starts killing people for no fucking reason. There's no reason why he's here. He drives a boat across the fucking country.
I forgot that.
But no, there's no reason for this though.
Also, the Crystal Lake is also landlocked, so I wonder how he did that.
No, he doesn't. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. No, because they got into it. It's so fucking stupid. But yeah, it's just another thing where Jason's on a boat right now.
I'm watching this boat on the highway.
And the thing that's funny too is like you find out another thing about Jason too, and in lore of Friday the 13th is that he also hates bad 80s music because he just walks over here. I love this shit. He just goes, fuck your shit.
But it's unclear about how often he murders people because he's just chilling around New York and he kills the people that were about to rape one of the characters and then doesn't kill the bikers or anybody else. It's like, I got a question for you, Dick. When did Terminator 2 come out? Did it come out around this time?
Yeah.
Because I feel like this movie just said, fuck it, let's do what Terminator did.
Yeah, basically. And that's the thing, too, man. Like, this movie came out, because this is like what? I think at the very, very end, the title end of the 80s. Because Jason Goes to Hell was bought by New Line Cinema. They were like, we'll take this shit. You guys don't know what the fuck you're doing, so we're going to change this and then give you no Jason. But we'll talk about that in a minute. But
it's such a shitty fucking title of him going to Manhattan. He doesn't take Manhattan. It's only the last 40 minutes. Like an hour of it is just a typical fucking movie, and then the last 40 minutes is just him chilling around the most disgusting parts of New York. And it's like, there's a bunch of other stuff with the plot of why the girl's afraid of water and all that stupid shit, but you don't care. You never care about these characters. It's all about the gruesome kills. It's all about watching Jason kill a person. And honestly, like, and maybe, I don't know how much of this is my fault for just watching these fucking movies at this point, but I don't care how Jason murders the people anymore. I really don't. Like, I stopped caring 2 movies ago.
If you did before, they make sure to fuck this up too, because there's a part where he fights a boxer and punches his head off like a cartoon. Like
that was a cool fight, though. That was actually, for some reason, was a well choreographed fight.
What the fuck?
Okay, the ending was stupid, but the actual choreography with the cameraman and how he's actually punching and fighting Jason was well shot. I'll give it that. The ending was cartoony, but fuck it. I've seen enough stupid shit at this point. I'm just rolling with it.
Fuck.
No, because you remember remember in Jason 5 when Tommy for some reason knows how to like suplex people? That was kind of well filmed.
But he's punching, like, this is good choreography? What?
I've seen much worse. Yeah, look at that. That's not bad choreography.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
Can you see what's going on? Is it randomly cutting? No, you actually see him punch a few times.
Oh,
I had to like something in this garbage movie that takes an hour to get to the title.
Choreography you'll ever see. Big Show versus Floyd Mayweather. That was a 5-star classic.
Motherfucker.
Shit.
I said good choreography. I didn't say it was the best fucking thing I ever saw. But yeah, and again, his teleporting skills, if it made you teleport where the plot needs them. Manhattan's a big place. How are you finding these motherfuckers? Like, how are you finding anybody, honestly, at this fucking point? Like, this entire series just teleports, because, like, the woods is not an easy place to find somebody. So he's just teleporting wherever the plot needs him. But, yeah, it's honestly just a garbage fucking movie with the ending of them just walking off in fucking New York. Just, well, I guess everything worked out.
Yeah.
And,
and then, this literally, like, it's my second to least favorite one. But Jason Goes to Hell. The reason why I don't like it,
Jason doesn't go to hell, folks. Jason just continues another Jason movie until the last 10 minutes.
No, I wish it was that. This movie becomes a different movie, but they're like, you know what?
You're right.
If we put Jason in the title, this could be awesome. Let's have Kane Hodder come back and be Jason for like 5 minutes, and then let's do that whole other horror movie that we were going to do.
Oh, let's do Halloween instead. Because oh my god. So, as much as you say this is one of your least favorites, this is actually my favorite movie in the series. Because this is one of the few movies in the series that's not a fucking Friday the 13th movie. Yeah. You know what it is? It's a Halloween 2, where somehow, magically, he has a sister. I don't know how, because the mother clearly says in the first one that Jason's her only child, but somehow had a fucking sister, and the sister's the only one that could deal with this shit. But honestly, once they got that away, I'm like, oh god, we're doing Halloween now. The actual movie becomes really interesting. I like the guy, the main guy there, because he starts off as a Weasley guy, and he's gonna get killed first in some random conflict. But it's like, no, he actually has a backstory of why he's connected to the girl that's the fucking only person that could kill Jason. There's enough going on with the story that it doesn't feel like the same repetitive stuff. The actual some of the action scenes are good. Like when there's a scene when they're in the police station and he's going through taking a police officer. I'm like, wow, this is really intense. And then at one point the guy goes and grabs a gun for the police officer and shoots Jason a bunch of times. I'm like, that's really fucking cool. But something God just said earlier, where they just make up his powers, this is the one where it's like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Where they murder him at the start of the fucking movie, and then his heart calls to the coroner, and the coroner eats it. And now Jason just starts body hopping throughout the rest of the movie, folks.
Yeah, it's
Jason just starts body hopping.
Yeah, it's a power that they never said that they have, so they just made up this power within one fucking movie, and it's done in a way where it's really creepy. It's just, why is it Jason? It's not Jason Goes to Hell anymore. This is such a okay movie, but we're talking about Jason. So as a Jason film, this is not a Jason movie.
But it's a good film in the series, and it's honestly the most interesting one because it has a fucking plot. It legit has a plot that's interesting and goes on, and as it goes on, I'm like, wow, this is really interesting. It's stupid as fuck, but at least I'm not bored. At least it's not the same old story we've seen for fucking 8 movies at this point of a bunch of idiot drunk kids in a fucking log cabin in the woods. It's a different movie, and it goes through a lot of different stuff. It does a lot of dumb stuff, but it kept me interesting. I wasn't checking my clock like I was every other movie. But yeah, it's just honestly like so much of this is just so bad, this series up to this point, but nothing compares to Jason X. But as far as like the ninth one, it's my favorite one because it's the most enjoyable.
Now the one thing too that was a big like fuck you on it too is that bad Freddy Krueger thing. Like, I'm sorry, but like I really do like Freddy vs. Jason. We'll talk about that when you're done with the Freddy movies.
Sure.
But to have Freddy just pop out at the end, you know, at least give Jason his moment to just say, okay, I'm dead now. There's no more Jason movies. But to have someone do a bad impersonation of Freddy, can't even hold the glove right. Like, come on, dude. And he scoops up the mask.
Yeah, but I kind of like obviously I'm not seeing any of the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, so I don't get that, but I love crossovers. I really do. So the fact that Freddy's there, I'm like, cool. That to me is super cool. I love when you connect this shit. I really do. I've always loved this shit ever since I was a kid. So I saw the glove, I was like, oh, that's cool.
And I appreciate it was pre-credit scene, not post-credit scene, because Marvel does the exact same thing. We saw Thanos after all these Marvel movies, and then it's like, okay, well, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna sit through all these credits because sometimes they're gonna fuck with me and give me nothing. Like Bucky getting his arm from fucking Wakandans and shit. Like, this shit was dumb as hell.
Wakanda.
But, you know, at least with the horror movies, they're like, you know what? We know our audience. They're not going to stay here till the credits. We're going to show you this shit before, and then you guys can go home. Because they care about their audience. So, that was cool. But then we get into Jason X. And here's the thing, man, because you're talking about, like, this is going to be bad. This was a great movie. This was so much fun. How so? Because at this point, man, like, we've said so many dumb shit about this, especially Jason Goes to Hell, where he blows up and then his soul travels to other bodies and shit. This is just stupider. Basic as fuck. He's Jason, he's killing people, and then the future happens. What would happen if Jason just stayed alive for goddamn forever? What would happen?
Okay, I wish I could show you all my screen because I wrote notes to make sure I remember. There is half a page for the stupid shit that goes on in Jason X. This is honestly one of the dumbest movies in the entire franchise. And this, like, to me, I don't know which is worse. I don't know if 5 is worse or this is worse. Because, okay, from the first words you see on screen, it goes Crystal Lake Research Facility. I laughed my ass off. I'm like, oh boy, we're getting into this. It's quick. But it's just, okay, this ignores the 9th one, I think. It's so confusing. And it completely ignores the last fucking movie. And I was like, I paused the movie and looked it up. I'm like, did I miss a fucking movie? What happened? He went to hell, now he's back. So fuck it. Oh, God. Why are you laughing?
Because these are fucking stupid, and I love that you're just having a question we all ask.
So fucking mad. Oh,
like, me and Nick got over this anger like after 13 and 14. You were just getting into this shit.
Oh man,
Lord. But yeah, basic setup of the military wants to use him for weapons because obviously he never dies, and they basically just always like, yeah, he can't be killed. Every time he goes down and comes back up, he can regenerate, all that shit that at this point they're basically just calling out. But yeah, he escapes some stupid bullshit and then gets into a cryo freeze and basically gets frozen for 400 years, folks. 400 years. And then it just turns into Aliens or Star Trek, depending on your opinion. But yeah, it's so fucking jarring because now it just becomes a completely separate movie. It becomes Aliens. It becomes Aliens if it was directed by an idiot. Where it's just a bunch of fucking idiots, drunk idiot kids on a fucking spaceship while Jason just goes around doing all sorts of stuff.
And this is the thing. People say they're on a spaceship, just idiots on a spaceship. The thing is, though, there will be idiots on a spaceship in 90 years from now. I'm gonna tell you, dude. I know that scientists and people that are into this shit are like, man, like only smart people can be inside rockets and shit. Like, I'm sorry, but when you guys end up like doing shit for us normal people, and we're able to like buy shit, like I want to buy a spaceship for like $20,000. I'll lease it for like $250 a month. I will be on a spaceship and I'll be over there with ganja. We'll be all old. I'll pull my dick out.
I'll be hotboxing that shit like a motherfucker.
But there's a difference between they're kind of young because honestly at this point some of them are fucking 17 and like I'm a super computer genius that built a fucking weird sex bot. But a lot of it just feels like they don't feel like they're there because like to a certain degree some of the people that are military, so it's jarring when you're like actual military people with actual scientists, and then just a bunch of idiot kids for Jason to kill. But it just turns into the typical Jason movie of course he goes back to life. Of course no one's listening to the only person talking sense. And it just goes through. And it's so fucking comical. It's everything is played for jokes in this fucking movie. At one point, one of the characters gets a fucking spike through his chest. He goes, "It'll take more than a poke to take me out." Gets hit by a second one. Yeah, I guess that'll do it. Like, are you fucking... I almost paused the movie. I was about to text Dick going, why? Why does anybody like this series?
Because Why? Because New Line Cinema, and that's the thing, people. That's why certain companies making shit does matter. New Line Cinema turned Freddy Krueger into a joke. We're about to do Freddy vs. Jason, where it's going to be jokes. I mean, people are probably thinking maybe Freddy's going to put his dick inside Jason's mouth at some point.
Is there ecstasy used in that movie at one point?
Say what?
What?
Do they do drugs in that movie at one point? Like, legit drugs?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. He'll see that eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
The thing is like, you know, they're already doing jokey shit with Jason, so they're like, you know what? Let's ease people into this. You know, we've been treating him serious. He was eating people's hearts and shit. The last fucking movie, even somebody else. Let's have fun. And you know what, dude? Like this movie, aside from 2 sex scenes, I would show my like if I ever have kids, I would show them this movie. And they would love it. This is cartoony Jason. This is like Freddy, what he became. Which, by the way, a funny Freddy is way better than serious Freddy, in my opinion. Sorry, it's just, I like to have fun when I watch movies. Like this is great. Like what the fuck?
Movie sucks. It's the same bullshit, except instead of fucking a bunch of idiot campers and a bunch of idiot space people, the fucking Jason completely begins to teleport away across a spaceship, just killing people because he fucking can. The lines of dialogue that some of the characters throw out is fucking dumb as hell. And it's just like, there's so much shit with the space where it's like, this one spaceship crashed through an entire space station and only got a scratch when the movie felt like it needed to, but wiped out an entire spaceship because fuck it. It's like, there's so many plot conveniences ought to continue in the movie. He becomes a cyborg, people. He gets shot up a bunch of times and turns into some ugly ass bullshit like Kane from the Mortal Kombat movies. It's so bad. Everything is so bad. And honestly, the best way to sum up this entire series is the movie did it for me. Is for some fucking reason nobody knows who Jason Voorhees is because it's been 400 fucking years, which I'm fine with that, except for like 1 or 2 people that are historians. But for some fucking reason, they have an entire historical record of Camp Crystal Lake, right down to Jason's motivation, and they throw him into a VR world, and the 2 women there sum up this entire series go, hey, Jason, we're over here smoking pot and having premarital sex. We love premarital sex. And then he goes and kills them. That's how you sum this fucking series up.
No,
it's just...
I thought you were going to complain about something else. One thing that frustrated me when I first saw this movie, but then I was like, okay, it's going to be this stupid, so whatever. But there's a part where all those historical records that you're talking about and all this crazy shit going on, they know everything about everything way back in the day, right? But at the beginning, this girl's like, what is that thing on his face? This some kind of like air unit on where the fuck? And the guy's like, it's a hockey mask. How do you guys not know what a hockey mask is?
No, they explained in the next dialogue of it. It's been outlawed for 200 years. But that also raises a question of, how do you know? Why do you only choose to know what you want to know?
I forgot they explained that.
They do explain it. They literally explain it. She goes, well, it's a sport hockey that was outlawed in the year 2 whatever. And it's like, it's so fucking stupid. Like, I don't understand how they find the, like... It's
I don't know why that blew my mind. I was like, the stupidest shit in this fucking movie. I was like, what hockey band?
Oh my god! But yeah, it's just a typical thing. And Jason at this point is a force user because he's able to jump from spaceship to spaceship as he attacks them. This just ends like an Alien movie. They space him and then he just goes down and falls down to Earth 2 next to a lake. I'm assuming there's a fucking lake on another Earth because again we're 4 years into the future. We're now traveling all sorts of
he
space.
falls in the same lake that one dinosaur, that one alien jizzed in fucking Prometheus.
Why not?
No shit. And there is Earth 2. I like how that's their version. Like, just call it Earth 2.
But yeah, it just feels like Alien if it was written by an idiot. It feels like it's just so bad. Everything
you have so many cheap names to choose.
Well, because they call the first Earth Prime. By the way, I want to point out, if you want to call something, they don't call Earth 1. They call it Earth Prime. Why would you call the next Earth 2? That doesn't make sense.
And it was like
round
Xbox
the number
360 and Xbox One. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
that's different though. That's like them going from PS2 to like PS like fucking 4. It's like, wait, what happened to PS3? No, don't worry about it.
That's not all that.
Yeah, it's called PS. Great. Like, fuck you.
You know. But yeah, like honestly, I'm debating which is worse. I don't know if Jason X is worse or if 5 is worse because honestly, they're both fucking cartoons. They are both cartoons. But I'll say this: Jason 5 had more cringe moments that made me want to fucking like stop watching. Where at least with Jason, it's just like, fuck it. At this point, I'm this far in. I might as well just fucking like, oh yeah, god. Have you forgotten the whole space station mid-movie? Yeah, they destroyed the whole... Yeah, I thought about that. They destroyed the space station mid-movie and just... There's no scratches on the movie until the plot says there is. And yeah, it's just... It's a fucking mess. This series is a goddamn mess. They just keep making up powers for Jason. Jason just continues to be unstoppable. And him becoming a cyborg is the dumbest thing. Why would a healing station get synthetic material to accomplish for organic material? Why?
Because convenience. God damn it.
Sure.
but
yeah, we're into this goddamn fucking journey to the remake. And honestly, I don't hate this movie. I think it's just on par with the rest of them, like at least the boring ones. But what I did like is my boy Jared Padalecki is in the movie, and he's from Supernatural, and this was Supernatural was, you know, like probably that's how he got top billing. But I think to me he's probably my favorite character in the movie because he's the most interesting and has the most depth, because he's basically, so the movie starts off as a typical Jason movie where there's a bunch of kids at Crystal Lake and they get murdered in whatever fashion the movie feels like. But what's different about this one is the character, again, Jared Padalecki, he's actually searching for his sister. It becomes a missing person. I'm like, that's actually kind of interesting. But it also makes no sense when it comes to the fucking series. But fuck it, I'll roll with it. But a third of the way of the movie, and it never gets explained, he's keeping the girl alive. It never gets explained. Jason has murdered every single person he comes across, but for some reason he's keeping this girl alive. I'm like, why? I'm like, well, I'm sure the movie will explain. The movie never explains it. But watching Jared Padalecki going around and everyone else doing the typical stuff there, but one of the things I noticed is the kills are so hard to see. Everything is so dark. Everything is so closed in. I had a tough time seeing the only thing that the series ever has is the kills. And except for when they kill Discount Logan Paul and his girlfriend, there's a guy, if y'all ever watched the remake, and that's probably the only one you ever need to watch, there's a scene where one of the characters gets showed up, and I swear to God, it looks like a Discount Logan Paul, and that's what I called him throughout the whole movie. Gets an arrow in the back of the head, drives the boat while a blonde woman's just sitting there going, "What are you doing? Stop! Stop!" It's like, that's not moving that fast, and gets hit in the face of the boat. I'm like, oh, that's a cool death, and then walks, and then gets up. I'm like, oh wow, you took a boat to the face. That's a hell of a fucking, like, you have a hell of a face there.
Yeah.
But every other kill is just so dark or zoomed in or just does different angles. I'm like, I can't tell how anyone's dying in these movies.
But I think that does help with it. I think that, you know, this became not fun, but it made the movie better because we're trying to reestablish Jason is a bad motherfucker and he is a scary monster. He's a real monster. So to do that all over again and to put it in the dark and to not have fun with it, it's like, you know what? We just fixed Jason X. We just fixed all this shit because these are fucking ridiculous. I gotta tell you, my favorite movie of the Jason movies is the remake. This is a great fucking movie. Like, it is brutal as shit. Jason running, I forgot that he ran when I watched the movies. And a running monster, like, I mean, Dawn of the Dead did, Zack Snyder, James Gunn did, you know, Dawn of the Dead. And it's like, you know, you prove that, you know, these Walking Dead zombies that we're still having today are fucking stupid. Like, we would beat this. Alice says it all the time. There's no way that these fucking things would take over. And it's like, there's no reason why I cannot beat the shit out of a big, huge monster dude. I mean, why is he always sneaking up on people, blah, blah? This guy
How is he always sneaking up on people?
Say what?
How is he always sneaking up on people?
That's ridiculous. But on this one, it's like, well, he sneaks up because by the time you hear something, he's running at you with an axe, and you are fucked. You are not getting away from this brute force monster. And it's like, I fucking love that. But, like, did that work on you at all? Or?
Not really, because I've seen enough dumb shit that to me is just a regular one. But one of the things is, like, the reason I'm here, at least, not the reason I'm here, but one of the selling points of this franchise is the kills, and I'm like, they're really hard to see, except for the one where they kill one of the characters, they kill one of the black characters, and that's probably the only one where I'm like, wow, he does ash for like Olympic style across the fucking like the bow and just hits someone. Like, that's a great shot. You fucking nailed the hell out of that. But like when they kill the woman by throwing her on the deer thing, I'm like, is she? I guess she got hit by something. They kill one of the characters in the garage, the Asian kid, and I'm like, this is really hard to see. And it's like, again, it's the main thing of these movies is really hard to see. But I'll say this, it's not boring. It's not as dumb as the last couple of movies, and it does feel like, wow, this is probably the better of the few, definitely 100%. And it sticks with the tone. But these movies suck. This franchise is stupid. It's a fucking mess, and I hate this fucking franchise. I hate Jason. Fuck him. I'm so mad. I'm so mad that I watch these fucking movies. Like, it's weird. I'm mad right now, but I don't know if I want to say fuck it because it's so weird. I want to say avoid it, but I'm so mad. I don't know what to give a rating for the series, but these movies fucking suck. All of them suck. You want to watch it, like Nick said, watch the remake. You'll get everything you need to fucking know. And if you want to know the kills, just watch a kill compilation. These movies suck. These movies are boring. They're the same movie for fucking 8 of them, and then when they decide to go crazy, they go stupid. So honestly, I fucking hate this franchise so goddamn. It's not fuck it. It's a fuck it. This franchise is a fuck it. Like, I go from Halloween loving it, loving every single thing about it, even the dumb shit, to the worst franchise I've ever sat through. So oh my god.
God damn. For me, I say stream it. The reason why I say stream it is because he was already so fucking mad with the first half of this franchise. I think the second half was like, you know what? We know we are. We're just going to tell you straight up, yeah, he's a fucking zombie and he can't get killed. And let's just have him run through every single thing. You want to see someone get pummeled in every way possible and still keep coming after you, there you go, you got it. You know, the remake was fucking amazing. Like, that alone, I would give a buy it because I fucking love that movie. But the thing that I have an issue with these Jason movies versus everything, you know, like Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger, is that you have to realize kids are going to watch this no matter what. I mean, these are like mascots for film. You know what I mean? Like, we see Jason, he has a mask and whole thing. I want to dress up as him. Like, fuck yeah. I want to kill people, but I relate to this, like, I want to have all the power. But with Freddy, it's like only one of the movies have sex scenes, and most of the violence, I mean, it could get brutal a couple times. For the most part, though, like, it wouldn't, like, traumatize a kid. Same with Michael Myers. Nothing's really that bad. On here, they get so brutal with some of the deaths where, I mean, even with the remake, some girl gets shot in the head with this fucking arrow, and then he pulls her up, and you see her naked body, like, dangling. And it's very realistic. It's like almost like seeing like a real dead body. And I'm like, okay, you don't have to make it that realistic. You don't have to be that fucked up. You don't have to be so gory with all the weird shit they did throughout the entire franchise.
But that's all the series has. It's a lame horror movie, and all it has is the kills, and that's what bothered me. Where at least with Halloween, it's like he's going through and killing, but he's on his way to a goal, and people are stopping him. But at least there's enough depth with the characters. These people are just meatbags the entire time.
And I mean, and then the sex scenes too. It's like every movie has to have all the characters have sex scenes. With the remake, there's sex scenes, and they're in the very beginning. They die right away, so they get that out of the way. But these characters that you end up getting to know throughout the rest of the film, they are different people. That black dude and his friend, I was like hurt when when the things happened to him happened to him. I was like, oh man, like these guys are friends. Like, it actually reminds me of you and Ganja a little bit. You know
Not really. I didn't like those characters just because I felt like it's just the sex and the high kid and the black kid constantly calling out that he's black, which is like, oh, okay. I guess I'll just continue that because that's like half of his dialogue. The only death in the movie that really bothered me was at one point. So it's like the guy's looking for his sister, and one of the guys being a douchebag because he's a fucking bro. You'll just look at him and go, yeah, that guy's a bro, so he's a douchebag. But I guess his girlfriend, it never really gets explained, the relationship. But she was the only one that dead. I'm like, oh man, they got her because she's nice to him, and they're basically like going through this adventure through most of the movie. I'm like, that was the only one. I'm like, oh man, because like she's actually a nice person and actually continued throughout the movie and was interesting. But everyone else is just a meatbag. The rest of them are just all meatbags. And yeah, you could tell it's like who's gonna live? Well, who got a name?
Yeah. So it is what it is, people. But yeah, the next one he's gonna be doing is Nightmare on Elm Street. But the reason why we're even doing this, and I should have probably prefaced this entire thing with this, is August 13th is going to be the 15th year anniversary of Freddy vs. Jason. I might have got the date wrong. I'll fix that in post. But we are going to review Freddy vs. Jason, and you motherfuckers are going to watch it with us in the viewing party. We're going to watch Freddy vs. Jason like the second week of August. It's happening for sure. No poll. We're fucking watching it. You're watching it too, Ganja. You better not fucking anywhere. Because we are, bitch. But the thing is, I think it's important for us to see what these characters do and how they are before we watch that Freddy vs. Jason movie, so he actually knows, like, okay, what is this compared to the rest? So I think next week you're pretty much going to be doing an Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, next week I will, because it's only 8 movies, and even the premise alone, because one of my favorite movies is Inception. I love dream shit. So, the idea that someone's entire powers are going to go in your dreams, the premise is interesting enough. I just, after like seeing this, because when I watched it's weird, when I watched the Halloween movies, I was like, oh, this is what I've been missing. Okay, maybe the other horror franchises are just as good, or just as interesting, at least. I'm not bored. And then I watched this, I'm like, oh god. So I almost don't, like, in my head, I'm like, I hope the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street movies are not the Jason movies. I really hope they're not. But I don't know, and I'm afraid that they are, and I'm afraid I'm going to go through like 8 or 10 movies of this shit again, and that's just making me nervous.
And I will guarantee you it's not like that. I love, literally, like, up there with, like, Negan, the T-Rex, Terminator, shit like that. Like, Freddy Krueger is one of my favorite villains of all time. And I'm telling you, these movies, granted, they get silly, but they become so comedic, it's like, you'll watch it for a different reason than the other ones. But, I'm telling you, I cannot wait for you to talk about that, because that shit, I will actually say, flex and chill, sorry people, but it's all me and Alan just talk about fucking Freddy Krueger. So I fucking love Freddy Krueger. And Jason, I have to say, he is my least favorite of all the villains.
He fucking sucks!
Yeah, he really is bad. Like, Jeepers Creepers is better, Michael Myers is better, fucking even Pumpkinhead's better. Like, I'm sorry, but Jason's trash. But moving on though, we're going to get the fuck out of here. Mr. Ganja Guru, I want to tell people what to do on Friday, sir.
Well, guys, if you go to the Facebook page and type in the search bar, the Midnight Chat Attack, you can go to our Facebook page where you find me, Alan, and our little co-host, Penelope, as well as our bi-week co-host, Trey Cooper, play some video games, conversate about video game news, and as well just fuck around with you guys in the chat. So make sure to come check us out every Friday at 7:30 CS time on the Facebooks.
Oh, yes. And then you, Mr. Alan Shakazan.
Yes, well, you're already on Facebook checking out all sorts of stuff with the video game show. Check out the Amino, which is embedded in the link there. Basically, you can get all sorts of information for upcoming shows, Ringside, Untitled Video Game Show, MCA stuff. There's also a 24-hour chat so people can yell at me for my opinions on the fucking Jason franchise and send food pics to piss Nick off. But anything I miss.
Oh, yes. Nothing else. Nothing that you miss at all other than next week we're still not doing Ringside Hangout. Still thinking about what we're going to do with that. Either TNA or Ring of Honor we're going to be doing.
Dead.
No, it's not. Gaming show did not work. And if you keep saying that shit, you're going to have to review Warriors of Virtue by yourself because...
Man, that's a stoner movie for your ass. I'll be fine.
Man, shit. And then also, too, I don't know if it's going to be next week. This is going to be me asking Ganja what we're going to be doing. Next week, we might do Rocket League with Alan. Maybe, yeah, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Unless something comes up, sure.
Yeah, fuck you. I know what that means. Like,
bitch, if you disappear,
we're not doing it.
He's got to watch Teen Titans Go if he pulls that shit.
Yeah, shit.
There is no amount of force on Earth that y'all will fucking get me to watch Teen Titans Go.
Wow, I guess we're going to have to play. That'll be our bet for Rocket League.
Fuck that. I'm not even going to. No, I won't even make that bet. There is nothing you can entice me with to make me put that bet. There's nothing worth that risk.
I will watch Handmaiden.
Your manhood and your dignity as a video gamer, because if me and Nick beat you, then it proves that I'm a superior gamer compared to you.
It's on the internet. Dignity doesn't matter.
Okay, no, if you do a video... Okay, let me ask you this really quick. If you ever did a video game trivia again, do you think you could beat Ganja?
Yeah.
That was
I'm willing to bet. Teen Titans Go on it.
That wasn't really confidence. Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Yeah, are you willing to bet Teen Titans Go?
No. Like I said, nothing. There's nothing on Earth that I'm willing to bet that, because there's no matter how confident I am in something, there's always a chance I'll lose, and I am not risking losing. I'm not risking watching that movie.
Oh, shit, our boy Eddie. Eddie, please let me know, man. If you want to play Rocket League with us next week, I want you to be there. I want you on my team. We got this shit. Me, you, and Ruthless too. All three of us versus you two motherfuckers. Anyway.
That's unfair, man. What, we ain't fucking professional wrestlers take on 5 people because we're OP on the script?
I'm sorry.
Fuck it, why not?
Hey, you make sure to take care of Roman Reigns, guys. No, but anyways, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I know you guys will come with me. We're going straight into the after hours or after this, people. So go to rad.it/Midnight Chat Attack. We will give you the link inside the YouTube video in the comment section. We'll invite you to the call, and we'll post this shit on Double Toast. Is that right, Ganja? Yes. Okay, time for us to get the fuck out of here. So, you know what I should have been doing when I was like stalling and all that shit this entire time? I should have got the goddamn VLC ready and the whole video play. But I got it now. We're getting the hell out of here. Thank you guys for joining us. And on 3, 2, 1, attack! Thank you for joining us, Allie. I'm glad you're back. Welcome back.
Yep.
Jason sucks.
I'm glad you dropped the lawsuit.
You better like Freddy Krueger, little bitch.